music on the mend. SM love to you all.
Hello, chap. Happy Monday. Welcome back, me. How are you all doing? It's good to see you. Good to be back. We've got all the legends in the chat as per usual. Valerie Valkyrie, hello. Just Johnny. Thank you for the 78 months at tier 2. Star Spangled Shitlog, how you doing? Network, what's up? Thank you for the 10 months at tier 1. Thank you very much. We've also got Morgana. We've got Sophie. We also got Nappers. We got Ninny161. We got B-Rat. How are you all doing? It's good to see you all. Obviously, obligatory, go follow Sophie from Mars. She's one of my co-hosts on Red Planet, an amazing streamer, great activist, organizer. So, yeah, I'll get right into it. For those of you that know, I've been off last week because Melpo was extremely ill. I'll catch some of you up if you did not know what was going on. He was not using the toilet properly on Monday last week. I was talking about it on stream, so most of you should be aware. And, you know, I mentioned it briefly, so maybe you don't know. But I said, if he's still like that in the morning, I'll take him to the vets. And, you know, I thought that he was constipated because he was doing little tiny poos and it looked like he was straining quite a lot to poo. So I thought he was, you know, I thought it was to do with that. And it turns out that it was his bladder. His bladder was blocked. And I don't know how long it was blocked for. He seemed, because, you know, the litter tray it was quite used. I think I'd had it, maybe it was 4 days that I hadn't changed it in or something. And, you know, it was quite used, so I couldn't tell that he wasn't going. So maybe it was for about 4 days that he wasn't really, or like, I don't know, maybe, no, it can't have been 4 days. I don't know. I'm asking myself all kinds of questions and I'm still mixed up about it all, to be honest. So I don't know. But look, the long and short of it is that he was backed up and his kidneys were fucked. When I woke up in the morning on Tuesday, there was blood all over the flat. He was bleeding out of his willy and, obviously, I was fucking terrified, mortified, terrified, extremely stressed immediately. So was he. And I tried very desperately to get him bandaged up, which was obviously very difficult because he's a cat and he doesn't want anyone fucking with him. And so I did my best. Got an emergency vet appointment. Had to wait around for 2 hours, but got there and it was, you know, the vet was shitting herself, which was pretty unprofessional, to be honest. Made me even more worried. You know, she was going, oh my god, I can't believe he's bleeding this much, oh my god. And I'm like, oh my god, you're supposed to be fucking calm. And she's going, it's gonna cost so much. And I was just like, listen, I don't care, whatever it takes. I'm very lucky that I've got a mum and dad who have got money and they'll probably bail me out. Right? That's it. So I just said, whatever, just, I don't care how much it costs. Whatever it takes. If I have to get a credit card, if I have to get a loan, that's what my strat was always going to be if I needed to have a big vet bill, because my mum said to me when I first got him, she said, don't bother getting, you know, just don't bother getting insurance because you might pay for it for 10 years. You know, you're paying £75 a month, £50 a month, however much it is, and nothing will happen. And then you get one bill that's £3,000 and you could have just afforded that if you've just saved up, right? So she said the best thing to do is to just get a credit card if anything goes to shit and just pay it off like that. So, you know, I was counting on my mum to help me out anyway because of that. And, yeah, so essentially they said, right, we got to do this. We got to do this procedure. We got to, you know, we've done a quick scan. It looks like we've got to do a procedure. You know, I left him with the vets. I tried to take my mind off it. I was helping my mate Dom with his stuff, you know, moving house and all this kind of business. And the vets called me while I was there helping out, and they said, right, we've got to do this procedure. It's not looking very good because if this doesn't work, he's going to have surgery. His kidney levels are very, very high. If he has to have surgery, he might die. So at that point, I'd resigned myself to he was going to die. And I was very upset, as you can imagine. I've not cried in a long time, but I was totally in pieces. Just couldn't handle it. But then a couple of hours later, the vet said, yeah, we've done this procedure. It's worked. We've drained the stuff out of his bladder. We don't know what it is, but he's got to go into hospital to get monitored. And I was like, is he going to die? That's the first thing I said was like, is he going to die? And she went, no, the procedure's worked. He's not going to have surgery. It's fine. We just have to find out what's wrong with it, why it happened now. And so I was immediately relieved. Went to go and pick him up with my mum to take him to the hospital. The hospital's like 30 minutes away, North Manchester. So went to do that. Dropped him off at the hospital. I can't really remember it, to be honest. I just couldn't stop crying. So I just can't remember at all, really, anything that happened at the hospital. I just remember him saying, we're going to have him for a couple of nights. And my mum was like, how much is it going to be? How much is it going to be? And they phoned me the day after, and they said, we've got great news. His kidney levels have gone back to normal overnight. Which was what they were saying is that would be the issue. If his kidney... Because, you know, this vet was showing me these kidney levels and stuff when I went to pick him up at the vet's. And it was like numbers that should... She said these numbers should be in single digits. And they were reading like 250. 250, 60. You know, I can't remember any of the other numbers, but... His kidneys were fucked. Like, they were fucked, chat. And I was looking at it and I was thinking, oh my God, he's going to die. But they went back to normal overnight, which was great. I said, so what does that mean? And they said, well, that means he's getting better. He's really getting better in the best way. So I was like, great, okay, that's great. And then they said, you can probably pick him up tomorrow. We just need to keep him in overnight. And so we went to pick him up the next day, and I was so happy to get him back. I can't begin to tell you, if any of you have ever had a pet and you know what it's like when they're ill, you'll know what I mean, but some of you won't know. Just that relief when I got him back was like, oh my God, I can't begin to tell you. My cortisol levels just plummeted. Even though, you know, I was still concerned for him. I was just, you know, and then that's when everything hit me and I was like, I can't fucking do anything. I was like, I can't do anything. I might not be able to do anything for a week. I'm fucked. I'm completely fucked. I'm completely exhausted. Because I just spent the last, you know, 10 fucking, you know, hours, 24 hours, however long it was, just absolutely stressed to fuck. And so anyway, I've had him from the hospital now since Thursday morning, and he's been getting better gradually every day. He's on his kitty morphine. He's on gabapentin, cat gabapentin. The gabapentin's flavored like beef. The kitty morphine's flavored like chicken. And I shat myself the first time I gave it to him because they were saying you need to put it in his gums, and it's just like a little fluid thingy, a little fluid syringe. And he was just drinking it. He was just going, nom, nom, nom. And so I rang it. I was like, is this gonna make it worse? No, it's fine. It just takes longer to work if you don't get it directly in his gums, right? So, you know, I'm asking the vets the whole time. I'm saying, you know, what could have caused this? What is it? And they're saying, oh, it's probably feline urinary tract syndrome, which just means that there's some cats that just have a bad... Yeah, rude boys in the fucking supercars. Sorry, chat. I've lost it. I've lost my train of thought. Kitty morphine. He's getting better. Oh, I was asking him what's wrong. And they were saying, okay, it might be this thing, feline urinary tract issues, right? Feline urinary tract issues, which is just something that happens when they neuter them too young, right? And I'm just like, that's fucking crazy. Why do they allow that, right? And I thought, well, that's fucked, because that just means every now and then he's gonna end up, you know, costing $3,000 And I'm like, you know, I'll pay that. I'll get into debt for him. I don't care because I love him very much, right? But it's like, that's fucked. You know, that they do that. So anyway, I'm freaking out about that. They're also saying, oh, has anything stressful happened in the gaff? And I'm thinking the only thing that happened that day was the plumbers came. That's the only thing that happened. I'm thinking there's not been any new cat, like not had any other animals in here, any new people, you know, in here for any long amount of time or anything. You know, nothing's really moved in the flat. Haven't really moved anything round. They're asking me all these questions saying, nope, that's not happened. 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 And I'm thinking, is it because he needs to be out more? Is it because he's a tomcat and he needs to go out? Is it the heat wave? I'm thinking, is it the heat wave? I don't know. And, you know, I'm just thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking about everything. I'm even thinking when I went out to get money, did the plumbers fucking finger him or something? Do you know what I mean? I'm freaking out. I don't know what the fuck it is, right? Get insurance then if you think it's going to happen somewhat often. Yeah, that'll be a laugh, won't it? I'll get onto the pet insurance to be like, yeah, does he have any pre-existing conditions? And I'll be like, yeah, he's got feline fucking urinary tract thing. Or they'll be like, right, that's £5,000 a month. Yes, that'll be a laugh. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that for a laugh. That'll not stress me out in the slightest, will it? What was I going to say? So anyway, I'm freaking out and I'm thinking, what is it? What's happened? How could I have caused this to happen? So before getting back, I'm like moving stuff around, right? I'm moving things around in the flat. I'm thinking, right, let's make sure that he can see outside properly. Because he can get on windowsills and stuff, but I'm thinking he needs to be comfy when he's looking outside and stuff. So I'm moving his cat trees. I've moved the tree that's in this room. I've got him a new litter tray because the vet started talking about, oh yeah, they need 2 litter trays. And I'm like, okay, that's crazy. I have heard that before, but yeah, fair enough. I haven't got one. So I got him a new litter tray. I got him some Fellaway, which is this like cat hormone to like relax him and stuff. And I got him like a new toy and some catnip. So, you know, I've got some bits and I've moved things around. I've tried to make it a bit more cat focused, the sort of layout and stuff, right? So anyway, I've done all this stuff. I'm worrying, but he's getting better and it's okay. And then when I'm in the gym earlier, this is why I'm a bit late, because when I'm in the gym earlier, the vet rings me and they go, oh, we've had his test back. Yep, there's no crystals, so it's not stress. And I'm like, he's taking the piss. There's no crystals, so it wasn't stress. It's probably not the feline urinary tract thing, because it's something else. And this, the only thing that we've detected is bacteria. He had a UTI, right? And now okay. So now the only thing I'm thinking of is like, well, fuck me, right? This whole time I'm beating myself up, thinking like, oh my god, I've fucked this up. I've fucked up my cat. I've fucked him, this poor animal. You know, I was just trying to be nice and look after him and stuff, and this, that, and the other. And they're like, yeah, it's probably a UTI. We need to get the rest of the tests, right? We need to get the rest of the tests and find out, you know, what kind of bacteria it is. But at this point, it's looking like it was a UTI. And I'm like, you are joking. You'd think they start with a UTI test. Well, I think they did. It's just taken a while. They did the test literally like last week, right? 6 days ago. It's just taken a while to come back, right? Yeah, after all that, I'm like losing my mind. I'm like, oh my god. Make sure he drinks enough. He's always drinking. He's always drinking. That was one of the first things they said. They said, has he had a change in diet? No. Does he drink water? Yes. He often drinks all the time, right? At least it wasn't more serious, but Jesus fucking Christ. That's it. So I'm like, okay, thank God for that. He's probably going to be okay. Did he do it to trick me into buying him new toys? Yes. Probably what he did. So Yeah, so now I'm a bit more relieved, but I'm obviously like, how the fuck has he gotten a UTI? Is it just because they don't pee that much, right? You know? I don't know. I've no idea. So I'm going to speak to the vets on Wednesday. I'm taking him in on Wednesday. And, yeah, like, like I said, chat, he just seems fine. He just seems normal, right? He just seems totally normal. And I think the thing is that I've got to... The reason that I wasn't able to see if he had any blood in his urine the first time, because they said that's the way to tell. It's if he's got blood in his urine, it might just look a little bit discolored, but have a look, right? And I'm like, shit, well, I've got wood pellet litter for him. And you know what that's like, chat? It's just brown. And when he wheezes in it, it just looks brown. It just, you know, I can't tell what fucking color it is. It doesn't change color really, unless it gets really saturated, and then it gets like a dark brown. But then it's time to change it anyway, right? So I'm like, shit, okay, I've got to get him fucking clay litter. I have to get him clay litter. Doesn't matter how environmentally conscious I want to be, I've got to get him clay litter because I need to see if he's gonna fucking bleed out his dick again. So that's what I've done. I got him some clay litter. You know, I've got the one litter box that is original litter box in the bathroom, and that's got the wood pellet stuff. And I got him the new one in this room, which is the clay stuff. So that's the Melpo update, and he is currently just off his tits in the other room on his kitty morphine. I think the morphine is kicked in. I give it him at about 2 p.m. and because he drinks most of it, it does take about 6 hours to kick in. So he's currently just like, there's some pictures in the Discord if you want to see. It's quite funny. He looks zooted as hell. And yeah, you know, he seems himself, chat. And you know, I think like the most it's weird. You know, the animals, they can't talk. They don't know. They don't think in the same way that we do. They get stressed out about different things and all this stuff. But when I got him back from the vets, he was just like way more affectionate than normal. Really, really giving me big head rubs and stuff like that. And, you know, just doing mad purrs and wanting me to stroke him and sitting next to me and all this stuff. And that was really, really good. So, you know, yeah, it was, yeah, just, I've just been crying all week, really. That's all it is. I've just been crying. I've just been thinking, thank God you didn't fucking die. And, yeah. Just gonna do my best to keep looking after him. You know what I mean? So that's it. That's it. I never thought in a million years, chat. I never thought in a million fucking years that I would love a fucking cat this much, you know? It's crazy, because I've never been a cat guy, right? I've literally never been a cat person my entire life. I had dogs growing up, and it is just so, like, amazing, innit? Like, the bond that you can have with an animal like that. Yeah, it's mad. It's absolutely mad. Anyway, let me read some chat. Because people have said some really nice stuff, and I don't want to miss on it. I don't want to miss this stuff. Hello, Loki. How you doing? Welcome in. Susie, I'm so sorry to hear about Melpo. Thank you for keeping him in your thoughts. Keep it up with Discord announcements. Yep. That's good. Hey, Gobs. How you doing? Cat and kidneys are always a problem. They could be in full failure and not show symptoms. Yeah, it's crazy, right? That's what they were telling me. Hello, Morrigan. How you doing? Kitty morphine. Yeah. Hey, Kairos. How you doing? Can I get a shout out for Kairos Rev, please? TTK. I have a cat too. Cats suffer greatly from the bladder as they age. I mean, this is the crazy thing is he's young, right? He's young. And I think that's the biggest thing is that it was his litter. His litter, me not being able to see the blood in his litter, right? That's the thing. My cat Sheba is 19. She started showing signs of kidney failure. She was diagnosed about 2 years ago. We've been through so much together. Oh, Susie, my heart goes out to you, honestly. Honestly. Hey, Nuclear Slayer, what's up? Some male cats have completely fucked up urinary tracts. Yep. The heat wave, yep. I was going to say getting pet insurance for my older cat because he's getting older, but even though he's super healthy, it's super expensive because of his age. Yeah. It's, you know, at the end of the day, it's just the credit card option, innit? Do you know what I mean? It's just that I really didn't think he would be having a health issue so early in his life, because he is like maximum age, he's 4. I think when I got him, he was 1, and I've had him for 3 years, so he must be 4. And I'm like, that's crazy that he had this issue when he was 4. But it's a UTI, so obviously these kinds of things just happen, right? It just happens. And yeah, I'm just gonna have to get that credit card now. That's what's gonna have to happen. I will enjoy a bit of a blue fella. Yeah, I don't know where the fucking thing is, to be honest. But I'll get that for you in a bit. At least it wasn't more serious. Yeah, I read that. Yeah. Neil, welcome in. How are you doing? Glad Melpo's feeling better. Got his dick unblocked. Yeah, crazy. Had to have a tube up his willy. Poor bastard. When I got him back from the vets, I was saying your dad had a very sore penis problem when he was your age as well, because I did, because that's when I got circumcised. I had an infection in my willy. Weirdo of Oz, welcome in. How are you doing? And Ms. Sophie G, you're a good pet papa. Yeah, I mean, I try, right? I try. We all just try, innit? Little dudes, are your heart walking around outside your body? Yeah. He's lucky to have you, mate. It's clear how much you love him. Yeah. Napa says, don't forget, we're always here for you, and Melpo. The vent channel is here to support you both. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. So, Patra, how you doing? You get special urine support food for male cats that help my cat a lot with UTIs. That's interesting. Yeah, I saw some of that at the pet shop when I've been going sort of back and forth this week. So, yeah, I might have to try some of that. It can be an especially strong bond with cats because their love isn't quite as easy to win as dogs. Yeah, that's true as well. That's true. Hey, Atomic. Sorry to hear Melpo's ill. I've just done the whole update. He's okay. He's on the love. He's on the mend. So it's okay. He's okay. Just got to go to the vets on Wednesday and figure out whether it was just a UTI or something else. And the one who lost to kidney failure was 4. Really? The vet thought he was born with it since he was so young. Oh my god, that's so sad. Poor Melpo. Yeah. I hope he knows he's very loved. Yeah, me too. I think he does know. I think he does know. Don't ask me how. Right? For me, this is the same shit as like ghost shit. Right? They exist. I don't know what they are. I don't know how they exist. I can't explain it, but I just know they do. In the same way that I can feel the love from my cat, and I know that he knows that I love him. Right? I don't think he knows what love is, but he knows that there is a strong emotional vibe coming from me. Right? Like, cause, you know, he was meowing and meowing and meowing. There was something that was just very significant that happened that was, like, quite interesting. When I got him from the vets, he was meowing a lot. Even though he was off his tits, he was, like, literally foaming at the mouth because he was, like, licking his IV input and shit, right? And that can, like, fuck him up or whatever. In terms of, like, just make him, like, make loads of saliva. So even though he was, like, that fucked up, he was, like, meowing a lot. He was going, meow, 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 like that. Even though, like, I've got him and I'm, like, I'm stroking him and I'm saying, it's me, I'm here. And then he eventually, like, calmed down. And then I got in the car with my mum and I was just in bits, like, crying. But he just stopped meowing, right? He just stopped meowing and he was just purring. So that was just crazy. I was just like, yeah, he knows that I give a fuck, and he's like, he was somehow reassured, right? Yeah, he just had to tell me what was going on. Hey, Mama B, I know you mentioned feeding him raw. Are you feeding him a balanced raw diet with all the vitamins and minerals that you get from eating prey? They didn't say his diet was any issue. They didn't say his diet was any issue at all. So, yeah, it's nothing to do with that. And I asked them multiple times because I actually shat myself, right? I actually shat myself so much when they said, oh, the stuff in his bladder, it's like red sludge, right? It's like red sludge. And my mind immediately went to, oh my god, it's something to do with the raw diet, right? Something to do with the raw diet. But I asked every single vet I spoke. One thing I do remember is that every single vet I spoke to, I was like, is it the raw food? And they were like, no, it's fine. Yeah, I was proper shook about it. Yeah, I was proper shook about it. Yeah. I miss my little fella. I'm sorry to hear it, shitlog. Yeah. I don't know what I would have done if I'd have lost him, honestly. I would have been devastated. I'm glad your vet is on board with raw feed because it would get controversial. Well, I'm not making it myself. I get it from a company and they're vet approved, apparently. That's what this company says. So, yeah. The only way the raw diet might have caused it is having more bacteria in his gob and then licking himself. Yep, that's true. Yeah. Could be. So there's the Melpo update, right? There's the Melpo update, and I'll keep you updated because I know you all care, and that's really nice. I've been telling him that the chatters are asking questions and they care about him and they're sending love, right? So he knows that you all care. And yeah, that's that. And I'm probably not going to be live for too long tonight because it is pretty... It was quite exhausting just sort of explaining everything just now, and obviously just had a bit of a cry, so that's, yeah, you know, it's obviously like, yeah, fucking me up a little bit, but, you know, I'm going to have a look at some videos, and I'm going to have, you know, a couple of takes that you might enjoy. I have been thinking about some things to do with the stream that may or may not work, I don't know. Obviously, I missed a lot of the... I missed a lot of the month last month because I took 2 days off. Or was it 3 days off? I can't remember. I took 2 days off. When I was tired from helping my mate Dom. And then I've just had that whole week off because of the cat. And yeah, so I'm pretty fucked money-wise. Even though, you know, my mum and dad have covered me for this. You know, I'm very blessed that they are animal lovers and they've got, you know, some dough. Some dough in the bank. Not everybody has that, so I'm very, very lucky, but I am also self-employed, and you know, the universal credit top-up is not a great amount, right? So yeah, any and all donations are very much appreciated, but I have been thinking more about the donation thing. You'll notice at the bottom of the screen now I have a monthly sub goal question mark, and I don't know if I'm gonna do that because I just think it's easier for people to do on Twitch, right? Because a lot of people have been talking about how they've had a lot of issues with donating. Like sometimes people click on the link, it doesn't work, etc., right? So I think maybe if we just do a monthly sub goal, I don't know. Obviously, I don't want 500 subs and 990 pounds in donos, but I, you know, if I get either, that's great. So if we got halfway for both, it would work, if that makes sense. Like if I got 250 subs and 445, that works. So at the moment, I've got 81 or 84 subs, right? Yeah, mix of the two kind of thing, because yeah, it's whatever kind of works. I wish there was a way to like mash them together. I wish there was a way to get like the value of subs as it is now and mash that together with donos and somehow make that a thing, right? It's just not going to happen. Like, no, I don't think anyone's going to do that. People are either obsessed with subs or they're obsessed with donos, aren't they? And yeah, it's difficult, but that's what I'm going for at the minute. That's what I'm going to try for. So, you know, chat, yeah, hit up the tip link, subscribe. That would really, really, like, ease the issues. I'm going to have a really, really frugal month otherwise, you know? Although, I have got some videography work, which was very good, right? And, you know, either or, mix of the two. It'd mess with it when they have 35% off events. It wouldn't, because that's on the person who gives. Oh, right, I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about any of that stuff. But anyway, yeah, as I was saying, like, I've also got some other work, some other freelance work. Yo, Val, thank you so much for the £3. Val, thank you so much for the £3. Thank you for being a regular tipper, subbing off Twitch and supporting the stream. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff. The guy that I'm going to be working for, he used to tour with the Happy Mondays, if anyone knows who that is. It's like a Manchester band. And I got to know him through Dom. Dom's a DJ, that's how I know him. Well, I actually know him from working with him years ago. I've told you that story about Fight the Power, right? I think I've told chat that story anyway. I told him that I told yous that story, and he found it dead funny. So, you know, these guys are well connected. It's just a little small bit of work. You know, it's not a lot of money. It's 50 quid. I'm doing some Instagram videos for him for his night. He's doing a reggae night. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. You know what I mean? I just said to him, you know, this is the thing that promoters complain about all the time, right? Doing Instagram, having to do Instagram, having to do TikTok and stuff, especially if they're older and they're not used to it. And that's what I could do. I can help them, you know, keep on top of it, do some organizing of the stuff. PBP, thank you so much for the £5. Thank you for subbing off Twitch and supporting the stream. You are also a regular supporter whenever you can, which I really appreciate. I got commissioned this last week to make someone some emotes. Got a little extra for my birthday month. Let's go. Thank you very much for the £5. I appreciate you. That's really sick. Congrats. Yeah. So we'll see. You know, this guy's well connected, and I'm hoping that I'm gonna get some more work and get back into nightclub photography and videography and stuff, because that stuff just really, like, you know, because the thing is, chat, is that I feel bad. You know, the stream doesn't grow in the same way that other things would grow. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, July was a bad month. It was a bad month even without me taking the time off. I could just tell straight away we weren't hitting the daily dono goal that often and stuff. And I feel bad, like, having pressure on people. I feel bad putting pressure on the chat, because I know that everyone is struggling. And, you know, we're all communists, right? So none of us out here are making millions of pounds, right? We're not making six figures here. The community of the djmuel Twitch stream, I think I'd know about it if you were making six figures in it, because I'm pretty sure we'd be hitting the dono goal every month, right? Which we have consistently, by the way, but that's through a collective effort. But, you know, I wouldn't have, like, some of the issues. But, you know, at the end of the day, like, I want to take some of that pressure off yous, innit? Because I want to bring yous the news. I want to give you my analysis. I know that yous enjoy it. And I don't want you to feel stressed, like you can't participate in doing, you know, if you can't donate, if you can't afford to donate and stuff. I don't want to make people feel bad. Right, ideally, in an ideal world, I wouldn't charge any money for the stream at all, right? I would be earning money through other means, and that would be fine. But that isn't what I'm up to at the minute. You know, I'm still on this long road of recovery from everything that happened in my life last year, which was terrible. But, you know, we're getting there, right? We're getting there. So, there you go. You've had Melpo update, finance update. Yes, in an ideal world, we wouldn't need any money at all. Correct. That's correct. I've been really looking forward to your streams. Good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm glad you enjoy the stream. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoy the broadcast. I do like that people like it a lot. It means a lot. Okay, so I think they just have it for accounting purposes, like in Star Trek. Yeah, I think we're gonna start with this Trump speech, because I don't know anything that's happened. Like I say, I've been totally disconnected. I have been giving Melpo his medicine, helping Dom out a little bit when I have the time for a couple of hours a day. You know, not a large vet bill really sets you back. No. Just to be clear, right? Just to be clear, the vet's bill is paid for. My mum and dad paid for it. I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea. You don't have to give me loads of money for the vet bill. It's not for Melpo. Don't worry. Yeah, I just want to be really transparent on that. I'm not asking for money because my cat was sick. That money is fine, right? Don't worry. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Yeah, that's all paid for. It's all sorted. You know, it's just because I took the days off last month. That's all, right? That's why I'm talking about this, okay? Just to be clear. Don't want anyone to get the wrong impression. I'm not like saying my cat's sick, please give me more money. That's not what's happening, right? I mean, in general, vets are so expensive. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Just didn't want anyone to get the wrong idea, right? That's all paid for. That's all fine. Like, I'm very lucky to have that privilege that my mum and dad have got dough. My mum less so. My mum said, I can't really bail you out anymore after this. And I was like, okay, that's totally understandable. It's ridiculous that you've been helping me this much anyway. 36 years old. Anyway, doesn't matter. Yes, so let's get back into the news. Yeah, I've been totally disconnected from the news. I haven't really heard anything. Heard a little bit about the how do you pronounce it? Soita? I don't know. How do you pronounce that? Soita. This is like Israel and the USA's revenge on Spain. Yeah, they created a crisis where they paid a bunch of Moroccan kids to invade a Spanish town or something. That's what I took from it. It was Dom that told me about that. Dom literally said to me, he was like, "What's your take on this Ceuta stuff?" I said, "I haven't fucking been plugged in, bro." Ceuta is in Africa. Ceuta is in Morocco, no? And Spain has an enclave in Morocco, right? And that's what Ceuta is, right? That's what that is. Like I said, I don't know. But this is what I've been told. Yeah, Spain has like a couple of like colonies in Morocco. Still, from like years ago, colonial stuff, yada yada. Hey Bellatrix, what's up? Welcome in. What am I up to now? What am I talking about? So yeah, so the Ceuta stuff, yeah. All I know is that that's what people have been thinking of it, is that it is, you know... Oh, hang on. The videos they've been able to produce by making this video showing so many migrants on a beach, and it's like, dude, they're not swimming the Strait of Gibraltar. You've just been watching Gammon's social media. No, it's fine. No, it's fine. No, I'm trying to get the story without doing the research, because I've not had time for any of that over the last few days, right? I've just not had time for any of that. And so I'm thinking there's things that I know that are certainly true, and that is that Ceuta is this colony from Spain in Morocco, and this is what people are saying is that this is what Israel and the US have manufactured in order to threaten Spain, right? To threaten Spain. And everyone in the EU Parliament is saying, this is what we've been talking about for years. There's going to be a huge invasion coming this way, and we need to create the Schengen zone, and we need to do all this stuff. And this is what happens. This is what happens. This is why Spain has got a weak president, the weak prime minister, president, whatever, Pedro Sanchez, and he's terrible, but it's all, people are saying it's punishment because they kicked US bases out of the border. But I think that what they're trying to do is they're trying to get US bases in Gibraltar so that they can control the Strait of Gibraltar, right? Because they want to, now they understand maritime geopolitical strategy, and they're like, right, we need to control the I mean, they understood it before, but I guess they forgot about it. And now they're like, right, we need that. We need the Gibraltar Strait. Spain fucked us up, so we got to have US bases in Gibraltar. It's got to happen. Even though it's, you know, it's owned by Britain, right? Gibraltar, I think? Like, that's what the British own? I don't know. Doesn't make sense. Hey, Regav, how you doing? Welcome in. People here thought they were invading Benidorm and affecting white people holidays. Hell yeah. I know for a fact that they've been watching AI videos of that shit. Just like, you know, it'll just be like really uncanny figures of, you know, black people running through Benidorm and just like huge gammons just like going like, ah! Do you know what I mean? I just know that's what they've been watching. I could just tell. So I know that that's happened. I know that that's been a whole thing. I know that Iran and the USA have been trading blows. I know that Trump was saying at the weekend he is gonna unleash hell on Iran. Yeah, I'm gonna unleash hell. This is like the 20th time he's threatened this. It's gonna be the most bombs dropped until World War II. Biggest strike since World War II, which doesn't even make sense. It's just whatever. And Trump has walked that back today. So that's where we're up to, yeah? That's where we're up to. Trump is still saying that there was talks. There's obviously no talks. Iran has rejected that idea. They're saying no. And that's it. That's what's happening. That is just what's happening. Great power politics making a return, yeah. How long is it before they just try to generate AI vids of a migrant horde getting closer and closer and start to race riot? I mean, they are doing that. You can find those videos if you go on Facebook for long enough. The problem is that everybody's so siloed, right? Well, I say the problem. It's not a problem. Not for us. Not for people who care about migrants. It's a problem for the people who want to encourage this kind of race riot shit, because everybody's so siloed that you know, I saw an interview of a guy in Clacton at the weekend, and he was just spouting literal Nazi shit, and he was like, yeah, when your daughters get raped, don't come crying to me, to Owen Jones. I watched an Owen Jones video on the Clacton by-election, and he was interviewing this one guy, and he was talking about sub-Saharan Africans and IQ, and I was like, this guy fell down the Charlie Kirk pipeline. I think that's what's happened, because you could tell he was gammonified, like proper gammonified, and he just wasn't making any sense. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't talking about it in a very fluid way, right? He really wasn't talking about it in a fluid or a precise way, and as soon as Owen Jones pushed back on a little bit of it, he just got really mad and he walked away, and that's when he was like, don't come to me when your daughters are getting raped, right? They definitely generated AI vids of the grooming gangs hysteria from a while back, harping on Pakistani gangs. Yeah, 100%. Soltigan says the Israelis were claiming responsibility online, so the New York Post had to report it was on purpose by the Moroccan government. UK media basically said we were being invaded as a result. Oh, hell yeah, that's so sick. That's so sick. Yeah, I've already been through the Melpo stuff. Hi, Crescent. You're going to have to watch the VOD if you want the update. I'm way too exhausted to be talking about that again. So, yeah, let's take a look at this. This is the pedophile president of the dying empire talking about signing a executive order or some shit in order to distract from the fact that he just walked back these threats against Iran. The biggest strike since World War II. We're going to hit everything. And I watched a tiny bit of the Majority Report earlier. Was it the Majority Report? No, it wasn't. No, I watched a tiny bit of World is One News. They were interviewing Colonel Daniel Davis, our boy, the Hoggers. He was saying that this was basically Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, UAE, all of these, yeah, begging him in order to stop this from happening, because they knew that Iran was going to hit other infrastructure in the Gulf if he did this. The stream does have to end for you to watch it, yes. You could check it out on the VOD channel tomorrow. Not CODs, VODs. You could check it out on the VOD channel tomorrow, or you could check it out on the on Twitch when the stream is over. The VOD will be up immediately if you just go to past broadcasts. So yeah, let's take a look at this. No sound? Is that normal?
Secretary Hickson.
Oh, here we go.
Travels around talking to the troops. He tells them, the president has your back, and now the families know that you have their back too. And we are grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Great job. Thank you. How about you say something first, and then we'll go.
I can't
then
really
we'll go
top
back
that.
into the general. You're not going to top
I can't
it.
top that, Mr. President.
Give it a shot. You're not going to.
You know, it's
Good job.
it's true. Strong families equal strong formations. I mean, when you look at it from a military perspective, as a secretary, our job is to make sure our troops are prepared and ready on behalf of the nation. And if your family's not taken care of, then it causes hesitations and complications for the warfighters up front. And so we say often, and we mean it, no soldier, no Marine, no member of the Joint Force serves alone. And so if we can address the issues of housing and make sure it's quality housing, make sure employment opportunities are maxed out, make sure childcare is taken care of, make sure DOEA schools are the best in the world so that our military kids are being educated, the trade skills they might want to take the next chapter in life. If
They're doing woke, but just for the military.
that warfighter knows that their family is good to go, they will go the extra mile, which is what our nation asks. So we're in for.
This is what the Nazis did, right? They were like, you have to be in the military, you have to serve in the military, and then you get housing, healthcare, everything. Yeah?
This is not one of those window dressing efforts. Jen's right, this entire group has mountains of experience, and they're raring to go to put it to use on behalf of the great Americans who serve our nation.
It's like Israelis getting free healthcare, yeah.
Every quality of life issue we can, which, Mr. President, you invested in the One Big Beautiful Bill. People don't know how much went into housing and into barracks and into pay. That's a down payment. And now with the $1.5 trillion, which we're working to get every...
Who are all the women? I imagine this is like a group of like military wives or widows, right? That would make sense with the bill that they're signing.
Dollar of. It's going to
I don't recognize any of them.
Investment in barracks, in housing, in healthcare, in pay, in ways no commander-in-chief has ever done before. So, Mr. President, thank you for leading on this, and the commission's ready to go.
Well, thank you very much. You're doing a fantastic job. General, please.
Mr. President, Mrs. Hegseth, Secretary Hegseth, it's an honor for me to be here today at the launch of this commission. As we stand
You're supposed to be at war, motherfucker.
here now around the
You're supposed to be at war.
service members are out doing our nation's business and ready to do
And you're fucking around. What? I don't understand, bro.
what is asked of them. The foundation of
Why isn't this motherfucker at the Pentagon? I don't get it.
American military readiness is the family.
Is this why he cancelled the strikes today? He was like, we got a really important thing at the White House. We need Dan Kane. He's our only general. He's the only one left.
And the backstopping of all of that is the military spouses that serve behind them. Inevitably, every time somebody
Tibbs MM says, do you think people fully grasp we will die someday and be gone forever? Or do you think that people are emotionally detached from it? I don't know why you're coming in hard and hot with like a philosophical question like that. We're clearly not talking about that, right? So I don't understand what the what's the gambit? What's the rub? Who's the mark? I don't understand what you're doing.
deploys, that refrigerator will
I need that fucking emote. Where's that emote where it's like first time message? First time message, and it's just like a picture of Patrick Bateman. I'm curious about people's genuine perspective in this. Well, you're not going to get it from me.
break down, the car will break
Welcome to
down.
the stream.
You think we're strong. American military spouses are 10 times stronger, and the lift that they carry is significant every single day. I want to
In Tibbs' defense, we are talking about war. Is that what you mean? Do you mean like, are you, is that the context that you're talking about? Oh, all right, see you later. Hey, Dragon Wizard, what's up? Hey, Comradsky, 1.5 trillion, so we can get smoked by a military with 1/100th of the 1/100th of the budget. Yeah.
thank this commission.
No, I get it right, freak. Hi.
Going to
Yeah, it's
do
good to see you.
help improve military families' lives and military spouses' lives. It is a critical.
Yes, I think I remember you saying that, Sapatra, unless this is like a new version of this or more of the same. Our government just diverted money from Aussie social housing to build and buy houses for 2,000 plus US defense families moving here. Meanwhile, a massive homeless camp is formed next to the military base here. Hell yeah.
Enabler for American warfighting kids.
I guess some people join random streams to ask philosophy questions. I think that some people like see a community that is established, right? Like they can see that there's people in the chat and they're, you know, we're all talking about stuff and we're all, you know, getting on with each other. We all kind of know each other. People recognize each other's names in the chat and what have you, right? And I think that they get scared and they think that I've seen it a lot on Twitch. I think people think that they have to have something really interesting in order to be part of the community. And it's like, I say it often. I'm like, nah, you could just like watch and just be like, hey, how you doing? You know? Hey, how you doing?
So to all of you here and all the work that went into putting this commission together, thank you. And Mr. President, we're honored.
Yeah, you don't have to be impressive to be part of the community. You can just be normal, yeah.
Having a lot of meetings. Do you know where you're going to be meeting?
Every
Jen?
month here at the White House.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
We can't do better than that.
Can't do better than that.
Use the Oval Office.
Guys.
Would anybody like to say anything? Maybe Desiree, you could start. And
Hey, Unlucky Lou, what's up?
Great time to say it. Please,
Absolutely.
Desiree.
Well, I'll just be really short. It's a pleasure for me to serve as the executive director of this commission. I think it's a long time coming. It's a little bit of a pet project out of my office, simply because we have the Chief of Staff of the Air Force's wife that has been inspirational for this. She's a 41-year spouse. But collectively, this group has over 400 years of experience as an active duty military spouse. 400. and they've probably moved about 300 times. So if you can imagine that level of experience coming to this commission and solving real problems for the future of our military spouses and families, it's just an incredible...
It's hard for people who spend the majority of their time online to act normal, because by definition, living your life online is abnormal. Yeah, you got it. You got it. I think they perceive Twitch as this safe space bastion and find themselves opening up, though they don't always know where and when to. Yeah, I think it's a bit of that, right? Yeah. It's got to be a bit of that. Hey, Dan, what's up? Hey, Chickles. They could have been a teenager. They could have been a teenager. Who fucking knows, right? It's just a person on the internet, yeah.
Thing that you're doing, President Trump, actually asking them to solve these problems and give you good recommendations, and we're happy to help.
She looks, oh my God, she looks so much like Glenna's ex-wife. Wait, have I got that wrong? I thought, Helen Serafinovich. Oh, no, she doesn't. I got it wrong. I thought his ex-wife was a different person. Doesn't matter. Completely got that wrong.
So, you know, we have Desiree.
Completely got that wrong.
For a long time. And she's directly and indirectly done what she's doing for a long, long time. Covered numerous presidents.
Activism is what's up. I'll be doing lots of political stuff behind the scenes, making Scotland a better place. Let's fucking go!
Basically response.
More chatters involved in activism. More chatters involved in organizing. Let's go.
When the public, they send things. Sometimes they send gifts. It amounts to millions of dollars in small money. And I said, well, what happens?
Small money.
They send it back, or they do charitable work, but it's literally millions.
SD, what's up? Welcome in.
Be able to get it. She won't give it to me. I should be entitled to it. No, but they send it to me as just a gesture.
I should be entitled to it. They should give me all the money.
Thousands of letters, and she's got a staff that's all volunteer. And I have one question: How do I compare in terms of response with other presidents of the past?
No comparison, sir.
Is that good or bad?
No, it's good. Actually, it's very good.
It's very good. We do okay?
You do great.
A little more than Sleepy Joe?
100%
A little bit more?
positive. Yes.
I think so. Thank you. Thank you.
What is happening, bro? Insane.
Does anybody have anything to say, or a question, or statement? Would you like to make a statement? Yes,
Can I
please.
just say, I'm so excited.
Nice, good to hear it, Dan. Great work.
I've served Wolfsbox now for a number of years, and I've seen them champion the enlisted corps. As the spouse of a senior enlisted leader, it's pretty easy for some.
Yeah, nobody here looks comfortable. Like, look at all the faces, chat. Nobody here looks actually comfortable. Like, I mean, it makes total sense if you're a woman. Yeah? Right? It makes total sense if you're a woman. This guy has disappeared women. He's disappeared girls, children, you know? And that's, you know, you said real Homelander energy, B-Rap, but that's more true than I think people would give that credit for. Because it is that. He's disappeared people. He's killed people. He's, you know, who was the Epstein person who supposedly killed herself? Killed herself, right? Who the fuck was that? Everybody said that she was getting followed and shit. Was it Virginia Giuffre? Like, she died, right? So, you know, yeah, they're all feeling that.
Something amazing like this to happen and not include
Hey, I've been dead,
the
yeah.
enlisted corps, the senior enlisted.
Yeah, it was Giuffre, yeah.
Corps. It means the world to me that this started with them in mind. And I don't know if you remember, but a few years ago, my husband was serving in Alaska, and before you
Yeah, exactly, Sorka, yeah.
Your detail, if he could ask you a question, and he asked if you would FaceTime me, and you did. And that it meant the world.
People I respect.
You're getting ready to get on the plane, and this E9.
There was a rare point where Asmongold, before he was where he is now, in one of his apologies, he spoke about devolving into the most psychopathic version of himself. Which I get, because not communicating to real people damages your mental health. Unfortunately, he went on to be swallowed by the internet. He's got a girlfriend now, right? I saw that before I logged off for a week. He's got a girlfriend, and she's like, "Oh no," she just hangs around with him. Oh, that's even funnier. People were saying that they're together. I don't know. Who knows? But he's acting real goofy around her. Is it Amiru? No, I thought it was a different person. I thought it was a different person. I thought it was like a new person. I think she is a streamer. Yeah, no. I'm not talking about Amiru. Yeah, I'm talking about a different person. And he's acting all goofy around her and shit. And it's like, yeah, you're trying to impress. Yeah, I know what's going on. I can see what's happening. Whether they're together or not, he's trying to impress her all the time.
You to FaceTime me, and you put your arm around him. And you said, "He's doing a good job. Take good care of him." And that picture has hung in his office.
He played Dress to Impress on her channel. It was pretty funny. Oh, I gotta see that.
And it just means the world to me that you highlight.
Maybe he'll finally take a fucking shower.
You get, and I love.
It'll be like, you know what it'll be like. You know when people are dehydrated for a long time and they haven't drunk water, and the first thing that you want to do when you've not drunk water in so long is really drink a lot of water because you know what I'm gonna say, right? You have to have a tiny sip and then wait for 10 minutes to see how your body reacts. That's the way to do it, yeah? And you have to keep taking little sips. So when he goes in the shower, he can't have a full shower straight away. He's gonna have to first thing he's gonna have to do is try and wash these two bits of his forehead and see how that affects him. No, I'm not talking when you're just parched. I'm talking about when you've been dehydrated, when you're gonna die of thirst. You haven't drank in 3 days. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about when you're just a bit thirsty because you've not been in for a bit. That's a real thing. When you've been dehydrated for 3 days, you're gonna die. You have to have little bits. Yeah, I thought you were gonna say he was gonna suck up the shower water like a sponge. No, but you said that, and that was great. He'll have to have a pommy bath and then work up to an actual shower. What's a pommy bath? What the fuck is that? You mean a wash in the sink? Is that what a pommy bath is? In Australia, the Poms, what do they do? Wash in the sink? The fucking povos. That's great. That's great. I love that. That's what I'm going to start calling it that. I'm gonna start calling it that. He'll have to do a gentle sponge bath first. You know? Yeah. What else was I gonna say? I was gonna say something else then. I can't remember. Similar with food, you can't take large amounts if you've starved. That's right, you have to have tiny little bits. Yes. Reminds me of the Max and Paddy line. I have a stand-up wash in the sink once a week. The person who may or may not be Asmongold's girlfriend called several rooms of his house contaminated. Yeah, she's been to his house. That's what he's Povo's killed me, by the way. That's what Povo is a great word. It's just so bad to say in it. You can't be saying it in any other way than a self-referential joke in it. You know what I'm saying? Hey Mushy, how you doing? We call that a cowboy wash. Yeah, let's go. That's the way you're doing it. Yeah, let's crack on with this. Let's crack on with this.
You took the time.
That's so nice. Thank you very much. Say hello. Okay. I remember. Please, anybody else?
President,
hi, Vaughn. How are you?
Who's humble to
That's
her
right.
core and has had a significant role in putting this commission together. So I just want to highlight Cindy's work.
I would just like to say this is a red letter day for me. Just the honor that I feel to be surrounded by these spouses who, what I like to say is we serve by oath or by vow. We didn't all raise our right hand to take an oath, but we began serving this great nation when we extended our left hand and said a vow to the person that we love that serves this country. And we represent people that are at the end of their careers. We have served decades, 20, 30, 40 years of service. This is about...
Can we not make fun of sink baths? Some folks with disabilities like myself heavily struggle with showers and sit-down baths. Yes. I was specifically taking the piss out of people like that and not Asmongold, who isn't disabled and doesn't shower because he's a horrible piece of shit, wasn't I? That's what I was doing, Dan. That's what I was doing.
Legacy that we leave for the people that come after us.
I'm famously ableist. I am famously ableist, actually.
For these people who have children who are serving now, or for families that we say, we love you, we care about you, and we are the greatest military in the world, and part of that is taking care of our families, and that's what this commission will
And
do.
your husband is highly respected, I have to tell you that, by everybody. By everybody. Anybody over here? Yes, please.
Mr. President, on behalf of the Coast Guard, we cannot thank you enough for the amount of money that you have put into our organization. We are beyond excited.
I just need to get to the fucking questions, man. I'm sure that these ladies have, like, you know, suffered at the hands of the state and whatnot, but I imagine they're very, very... I wasn't labeling you ableist, Jesus. No, I know you weren't, Dan, but you were implying that by me taking the piss out of Asmongold for not being able to shower, right, that I am going to upset people with disabilities, right? If I've upset you, yeah, I'm sorry about that, yeah? Wasn't mean to focus on you at all. But I hate this implication that disabled people can't detect context. Because I don't think that's true, is it? I think that's infantilizing. I think that's completely fucking infantilizing of disabled people. And I think when people say stuff like that, I don't think they actually care. Yeah. And this might not be you, Dan. This could be other people. Right? I just see a lot of it online. And a lot of the time, I think, like, do you really, like, think that these people, like, can't tell what someone is talking about when they're talking about something, right?
And
you know?
backed by Saudi Arabia, backed by UAE, and backed...
Well, like I say, Dan, if that's upset you, if that's pissed you off, I'm sorry, kidder. I wasn't on about you, was I? Right?
By Qatar in particular, but others also. Many countries called, the leaders of many are friendly with a lot of them, almost all of them, one way or the other, and they all wanted to give this a last chance. This is a last chance. This is not something that, if it doesn't happen, this is a last chance for them to sign a good document. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani is requiring an ID to access his government-run grocery stores. What then is your message to Democrats who do not want to pass the Save America Act and ensure, ID at the ballot box?
When was this announced? This was...
What are they talking about, Tap? Mamdani wants ID. He needs people to give ID to access the government-run grocery stores?
Just announced. Yeah. I heard about it. Yeah. Well, I wish they'd have an ID to access the voting booth. You know, they don't want to access the voting booth with any identification. We want voter ID, and we want proof of citizenship. Well, he also had a thing where you had to have 2 different IDs to shovel snow during the winter, right? So that's a very friendly question. I like her. Who are you with?
That's a very friendly question. I like you.
Very good. All right. Good question. Very good. A good group, too.
Almost 20 GOP senators who have pledged to stay in D.C. to
Yeah,
pass.
he didn't answer the question at all, did he? He actually didn't answer the question at all.
Save America Act. So what's your message to the rest of the senators who are still on their summer recess?
I think there's nothing more important than the Save America Act. I think they should stay. They do what they want, but I think they should stay.
Mr. President,
I think it's so important to get it passed. Yeah.
Mr. President, where are the Iran talks, and what are your
Well,
requirements
you'll find
right
out
now?
today or tomorrow. I mean, they're going to go quickly, one way or the other. It's not very complex. We're talking about the strait, the opening of the strait, having it open literally by tomorrow, completely open. And that's phase 1. And phase 2 is we then will talk about the nuclear capacity, the nuclear...
It's just all bollocks. Like, how many times? It's never going to change because he doesn't let people in the press room who are going to say to him, President Trump, you have lied about having negotiations with Iran. What's really going on? Who do we believe?
What, as we've been mentioned, that basically, it's, I think, the denuclearization of Iran has to happen, and that'll be the second phase. But the first phase is the opening of the straits. The second phase will be the denuclearization, and that'll take a little while. But we we're very strong on it. They cannot have a nuclear weapon. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, and I have never changed.
He loves that.
Yeah, please, in the back.
That's a stim for him at the moment.
If Democrats get back into power, what is happening?
Iran are not closer to having nukes. They're not going to get a nuke. They don't need a nuke.
What should voters in other
It's why they're not interested in making a deal. It's why they don't give a fuck. They're like, you know, because if they really cared about having a nuclear deal, they would be like, okay, well, we need to stop this war so that we can, you know, at least have some enrichment going on so that we can create this nuclear weapon. They don't give a fuck about any of that. They're not asked. Like, you see the way that they have crippled the empire. They've kneecapped the fucking empire without a nuke. Right? He's completely, like, this guy's fucked. He's totally fucked.
With elections coming up soon, take away from what's going on in Spain.
Thing. I think in many cases.
Hey, Red Bear, how you doing? Yeah, Melpo's doing great. Thanks for asking.
Socialism, they went directly to communism.
Whoa, 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 what?
Take away from what's going on in Spain.
Socialist thing. I think in many cases it's much more than socialist. They skipped socialism, they went directly to communism.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that's amazing. Spain are communist, apparently. That's great. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Oh my god, they want to go to war with Spain. This is so funny. Go directly to communism. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200 pounds. Wow. The revolution really wasn't televised.
But when I saw what happened in Spain, I said, you know, we had a version of
also
that.
high RT clearance.
Much worse. We allowed 25 million people under Joe Biden.
Did he just say we had a version of communism? Okay, this is how you know this whole Soita shit is totally manufactured. However you fucking say it, I don't know how you pronounce it, but as soon as it links in, as soon as he's linking in, right? The stuff about migration. And he's like, this is what happens when you have communism. We had communism for a little while under Joe Biden. No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
We allowed 25 million people under Joe Biden, the Democrats.
And he's saying that this is communism. He said we did a communism.
We had a version of that. You could say much worse. We allowed 25 million people.
He didn't say it outright, but he was saying that Spain skipped socialism, went directly to communism, and when communism happens, you have open borders. All these people come in, and we know about that because Joe Biden did a communist open borders.
Joe Biden, the Democrats. We had open borders, and countries all over the world, almost all of them.
So sick.
People that they don't want into our country, and we've gotten a lot of them out, and we're getting more, including murders.
Can you imagine if Trump actually started a war with Spain? How much would Europe be willing to fold over? I mean, what you've got to ask yourself is, are Europe prepared to go to war with another white country, right? Russia doesn't count. Russia doesn't count. But are they prepared to go to war with another white country? Are they prepared to go to war with Spain, or are they prepared to go to war with the USA to defend Spain? Are they going to start kicking out US bases? If the USA attacked Spain, that would be insane. It would be completely insane. I do think you're right, Dan. I do think that the UK would take America's side. I think it would be the most unpopular decision of all time. It would be devastating for whatever government is in charge, whether it's Andy Burnham or another guy or whatever. Well, it's hard to hit it, right? It's hard to hit France with this because France are next door. And I don't know. It's difficult. It's difficult to say. Liberals would protest very hard. They would do, wouldn't they? They would do. Australia would send troops to invade Spain. Yeah. Yeah, because, you know, people will find it very easy to see Spain as a not white country. They'll be like, oh, well, you know, all that mixing with all the Moroccans that they did. That's why their skin's that color, isn't it? They're not really white. I mean, it's not going to come out like that, but that's how people are going to see it. I think it would do more to create contradictions very, very clearly. I think if the USA invaded Spain or Israel or some other proxy, right? I think that would be the end of neoliberalism. I think that would be the end. Yes, Sorka, yeah. Snap. What do you call it? Jinx. Absolutely. UK, USA, Five Eyes Alliance versus fucking everybody else. Australia already don't see the Spanish as white. They were banned under the white Australian policy. Yeah. It's just crazy. That's fucking crazy, man. The more I hear about the Australian white policy, it's like, it's just crazy that even exists, bro. It's just mad.
11,888. That was the number of murders. Many of them.
Hey, B.
committed
Rousing,
more than
welcome in.
one murder. And we're going to be just like that if you put these.
The government of France would surrender, Dan, not the people. B. Rousing. Hey, Kensai, you know the Spaniards will let the true Islamist roots shine through. That's exactly it. Yeah. The Moors. Remember the Moors? That's why they're the way. The Moors came in. They're Muslim, you know, but they're not like the Moroccans. The Moroccans are good. They're our friends. They let us have bases in their country.
Running for office.
Not like the Moroccans of today. They do what we say. The evil Moors of the Middle Ages.
The worst border in the history of our country. Now we have the best border. We haven't had one person come in, and this is done by the Democrats.
Now, this is crazy for him to be saying this.
By left-leaning people. They do charts. And they have, in 15 months, not one person has come in through our southern border illegally. Now, that's pretty amazing.
That's not true.
I'd say maybe 10, maybe 15. They say none.
That's not true.
And believe me, if they did, they'd love to report it. But you could go outside in those vast plazas where hundreds of thousands of people gathered when they stormed our country, just like they did, in my opinion, worse, just like they did to Spain.
There's been not one person come in. Not one. I was catching up with a friend, a childhood friend, yesterday, and one of our other childhood friends lives in America. He moved to America, right? And he's had 2 kids while he's over there. Like, he lives there with his wife. And I said to my mate, I was like, oh yeah, you're going to go and see him? I'd be keen to come and see him because I got over my fear of flying. And then I immediately was like, oh, no, I can't go. There's no way I'd be able to go, bro. I know that I'm a nobody when it comes to Twitch, right? I know that the only people who know about me are like my community, extended communities of other streamers that are adjacent to me and stuff, right? But you know, I'm not like a big name like Hassan or whatever, but like, you just don't know, right? You don't know if they're gonna just stop someone at the fucking border. Maybe I've got some kind of like a meme on my phone, or they like scan my WhatsApp and like I'm talking about Palestine and shit, and they're, I don't know, man. You're well enough for AI to know, and to know who you are and snitch. Yeah, true. Audra, welcome in. How are you doing? Everybody, please go show some love to Audra Reigns, an amazing streamer. Thank you for the welcome back. How are you doing? It's good to see you.
They stormed our country.
And they stormed our country. They get all coming in, everyone.
Plazas that were built. They put
plazas
down. And now you look at them, there's grass growing in the cracks. Nobody comes up because they know they're not going to get through. And if they do get through,
what is he talking about?
Taken out, brought back to their country. So we've done a fantastic job. You know, somebody said you did it too fast. I did it in 30 days, my first 30 days. Biden couldn't do it. He couldn't get it done. He tried at the end. He tried to do something because it was so overwhelming. It was so bad politically. But we did it in 30 days. Somebody said you should have taken 1.5 years or 2 years completed because everyone forgets. Even my speechwriters, they say, sir, nobody wants to hear about the border anymore. You've done it. It's an incredible job you've done, but nobody wants to hear about it.
They're not saying that for that reason, buddy. They're not saying it for that reason, kiddo. They're saying that because people are genuinely sick and tired of hearing it. That's the only reason why this is happening. Motherfucker, you're white. I know I'm white. I'm not saying I would get detained for being a illegal migrant, right? I'm saying that they check people's phones and shit at the border now, don't they? There was that... Listen, Crescent, there was that white kid from Sweden who had a JD Vance meme and he got sent home, right? If I got on a plane to fucking Seattle, or however the fuck it works, like I have to fly to JFK. I don't know how it works when you're coming from America if you want to get to Washington State, because that's where my friend lives, but you know, if they check my phone, I'm fucked, bro. Like, I'm fucking fucked. If they look at my Instagram, it's over. It's Jova, bro. I might even get sent to CCOT. I don't know.
I should have taken a couple of years to do it because, and it actually was. The public.
I have a punk friend who stopped in the airport for like an hour because he looked a bit like a skinhead. Yeah. They check all your socials, all your emails, upload the whole phone and use software to crack it. Yeah, they have like a fucking, what is it called? They got like a fucking, a big brick thing. It's Israeli technology, right? And they open it up, they slam your phone in there, boom, and it just like pulls all the data out of it or some shit.
They have a 2-year memory.
Don't worry, Mule. Andy will be looking out for you.
Things. They have a 2-week.
We can't be having a northerner get taken out of our country like that. Bring a burner phone. That's a strat. That's a strat. It clones your phone. It's scary. Yeah. You don't want to be fucking around with that shit. I only have a phone so I can collect Pikmin in a walking game. They got Pokemon Go, but it's Pikmin now? My phone just has a lot of gay stuff in my news that might be awkward for them, but not for me, though. Yeah, but you live in America. I'm talking about coming to America. I mean, I suppose, well, you know, I'm not saying, actually, yeah, like, living in America is more dangerous than coming to America, actually. I stand corrected. That's true. Coming to America, you ever see that movie? It's a great movie. Very badly dated. It's gone bad over time. There's like a transphobic joke in there. I remember it very clearly. And I watched Coming to America 2, where they did the remake, and it came out, what, like 4 years ago or something? And they had another transphobic joke in it. Eddie Murphy was like, yeah, we're doing it. We're having another one. We're doing it again. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is nuts, bro. I didn't get past like the first or second scene or some shit. I was like, this is so bad, bro. What the fuck? It was just so unfunny. It was like, oh, look at this man in a dress. I was like, oh, come on, man. Now, I'll tell you what films I did watch this weekend that are amazing. Blade. Yeah? Blade. Wesley Snipes, 1998. Amazing. Chris Christopherson. And what's his face? Who's the fucking guy who plays the bad guy? Oh, I can't remember who plays the bad guy. They cancelled the new one. Yes! Yes! The original Blade is top shelf. It's a great... Steven Dorff, that's it. I remember his fucking name because he's got a stupid fucking name, but he's a good actor. Steven Dorff, yeah. I was watching Blade and I was like, this is great. I was like, this stands out from the superhero movies of the time, right? It stands out in that respect in terms of direction, fucking photography, cinematography, soundtrack, effects, action, everything. You could tell that Gerald Okamura is in the film. He's one of the like head vampires, right? You see his face briefly. He's not a great actor, so they didn't have him act. And you could tell that he was doing the choreography, the fight choreography, because the fight choreography is so slick. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I just had a great time with it. Wesley Snipes plays Blade really well, just like not a lot of words, but loads of emotion, so much emotion behind the eyes, and like all the story with his mom and everything is great. It's really good. And Blade 2, they fucked it all. They fucked everything up. I'm watching Blade 2 and I'm like, what is happening? They're doing No, I liked Blade 2, but I was like, this is a significant downgrade. This is significantly worse for so many reasons. They were just like, okay, we're setting up these disposable characters as like a team. He's got like a crack team, and it's vampires, and they're linking together. And I'm like, Blade would never be hanging out with vampires. I don't know if this is in the comic books or what. I don't know, but it just felt really bad based on his character from the previous film. And then there's like a switcheroo. I'm not going to spoil it if anyone wants to watch it. I would recommend you watch it, but the first thing you could tell is that the fight choreography is much worse. The fight choreography is much worse. The script is worse. Blade is like making jokes. He's like going like, see you in hell, and all this stuff. And I'm like, what is happening? What is happening? None of this was in the first film. He wasn't like a cheesy weirdo freak. He was like cold, dark, steel, like fucking, right? You've got to watch Vampire in Brooklyn. Vampire in Brooklyn's on my list. It's been on my list for a long time. Yeah. The fights look like PS2 graphics. No. It was bad. You could tell. Right. So So I'm watching this film, and Ron Perlman's in it, and I'm like, oh, that's an interesting choice. Ron Perlman is in it, and it's all this, blah, blah, and it's like, it's fine. Like whatever. It's kind of interesting. It's fun and interesting. And then I get to the end of the movie, and I was like, that was cheesy as hell. It was schlocky. It was okay. 6 out of 10, right? 6 out of 10. And then I see who directed the film. Guillermo del Toro! I almost shat my pants. I was like, what? What do you mean? How did he do this? But then I remembered Pacific Rim, and I was like, okay, yeah, he's not like, yeah, they can't all be winners, right? They can't all be winners. So anyway, yeah, Guillermo del Toro, I was like, what happened, bro? So that was bad. And I didn't watch Blade Trinity yet, but I want to watch it, and I can't wait. It's going to be funny. It's going to be funny. But Vampire in Brooklyn is a great shout. I've been meaning to watch that for ages. I'll try and find it. It's just, I can't be doing with, how are we starting this? What were we talking about? Haven't seen it in decades. Coming to America, that's what we were talking about. Coming to America was very disappointing. The second one was also disappointing. But the reason that I brought up Blade particularly is because, I watched it this week, but also they were going to do a remake of Blade. And now I've just found out from Sapatra that they cancelled it, which is great. I'm glad that they're not doing it again. You can't remake Blade. Like, you just can't. It's great. Like, it almost feels like lightning in a bottle. Like, a lot of it was just... It's very, very 90s, and you could tell that in Blade 2, the producers were like, we gotta make this a bit more Matrix. We gotta make it like the Matrix. You see? The Matrix, it's similar. They got lots of black clothes. They're doing lots of kung fu and blah, 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 and all this. And so they have loads of like slow-mo bullshit crazy scenes where, Blade is like he's got like a trench coat, and I'm like, did he have that in the first one? I can't remember. I'll have to go back and check. He probably does, but like they've all got them. Like all these vampires are all wearing black leather. They're all trying to, like, they're doing slow-mo Max Payne Matrix fight scenes and stuff. Blade is like doing like a backflip, and it goes it's got like all them sound effects and stuff. I feel like he probably was wearing a trench coat. Yeah, because all the 90s comic book stars had big dusters, leather dusters on. Like, in the original Boys, Butcher has a leather duster, right? So, yeah, he probably has it in the series as well. I've not watched it, but I think, you could tell that the producers were just like, more Matrix. The Matrix fucked us over. We could have got more money if we were more Matrix. I didn't know Danny DeVito was a producer on it. Yeah, he was. Well, and I just think of like sleazy producer voice. I just think of Danny DeVito, right? Frank Reynolds.
Gotten elected, certainly partially on the border, and because we did such a great job, it was a long time.
No, The Matrix is a great movie. By the way, to be clear, I'm not shitting on The Matrix. I'm just saying that you can see why the marketers and the producers tried to make every movie like The Matrix for fucking 10 years after The Matrix came out. They They were like, we have to do this. We have to make every movie The Matrix. Yeah. He plays sleazy characters, Danny DeVito, and it's his voice, right? His voice. He reminds you of like a mafioso. He reminds you of like a sleazy gangster, like an Italian gangster that you're gonna meet in like a fucking club. And he's like, I got something behind the counter for you. The rapid rise and fall of bullet time. Hello, Ashley. Yes, exactly. Higley's Matrix even impacted clothing fashion. Yep, same here. Everybody in the UK was wearing that shit as well. Yep, sunglasses inside all the time. Correct. Yeah, all that stuff. What is this? Dark City. This one as well. Jennifer Connelly, Kiefer Sutherland, sci-fi. Let's take a look at this. This is the same year as Blade. Well, I thought that the original Blade came out in 1998, and I thought, like, oh, it's not... Because when did The Matrix come out? Oh, it shared some set... Yeah, see, The Matrix came out in 1999, and Blade came out in 1998. So, that's why in Blade 2, they were like, we got to do more Matrix, because this lines up, right? Because you watch Blade, and it's like... This is crazy. It's kind of got Matrix vibes, but I think that's just because it's made in the 90s and it's kung fu and, you know, and supernatural sci-fi stuff, right? And that's what it is, right? That's why it is what it is. But let's have a little look. Let's have a little look at this trailer for Dark City and see what Sorka's talking about. This shared some sets with the Matrix, apparently. Dark City. New Line Cinema did fucking Blade. And in Blade, yeah. The background is red because it's vampires and blood. I mean, it's green, but like, this came out before 1998. This came out before The Matrix as well. Yeah, lots of bald, pale white guys. Oh, what a terrible font. That's so bad. Yeah, this is very, very Matrix, yeah. Oh, look at this is so bad. This is like something that someone made on fucking Movie Maker. These fucking title cards. PowerPoint ass animation, yeah. Oh my god, look at Kiefer Sutherland. A world that never ends. There's no voiceover. There's Jennifer Connelly. Where man has no past. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, this looks pretty good. I was kind of watching Blade this weekend and I was thinking, I think movies peaked in the 90s, man. That was the main takeaway that I had from watching Blade. I was like, movies peaked in the 90s because they still have people willing to spend money on sets, practical effects, locations, all that kind of business, take a chance on a weird idea and this kind of thing. And you could just see straight away, as soon as you get into the noughties, and Guillermo del Toro was like, we're going to put some graphic effects, we're going to put some visual effects in here and all this stuff. You're correct, actually, Source, me, a media autistic. Yeah. But you know what I'm talking about, right? Because it is because of that, because producers, like you had in the 80s, it was insane. You had producers giving money to Dan Aykroyd off their tits on cocaine. They're all at a party together that was probably an orgy. Dan Aykroyd's going like, oh, hey, do you think I could have some money to make like a crazy film about a guy who's like nose gradually turns into a dick over the film? And it's like, boom, you got nothing but trouble, right? And that was crazy. It's not that film is bad or anything. It's just wacky, right? It's just off the wall, wacky, insane. If you've not seen Nothing But Trouble, I'd recommend it. It's fucking wild. But when it comes to actual, like, okay, we're being serious about it a little bit. We got to rein it in a little bit. The peak was the 90s, right? The peak was the 90s. And I think that was like, it was because of the perfect trifecta of people taking a chance on weird shit, weird off-the-wall stuff. And there was also like a prominence of very like political stuff that was kind of folded into drama. and sci-fi and action and stuff. Like Blade's got like bits of politics in it, right? And I think that the third thing is just the practical effects, and that's it. Also, everything didn't have to be a sequel as well. Yes, correct. They weren't that focused on, you know, churning out the same thing again and again and again. Obviously, there were examples of that before, like Hellraiser. They made like 10 Hellraisers. I haven't even got through fucking 4 of them. They've got, you know, yes, there were still art school types in movies, correct. Yes, absolutely. I think that's like a huge thing. And by the way, I know PvP, you're talking about Psycho Gorman in 2020 and stuff. And listen, I've seen like a lot of current contemporary films because I'm a film weirdo and I like to go to the cinema and I watch stuff that's from nowadays and stuff. And like, yes, there are people who are trying to do that stuff. They're trying to do similar stuff, but you know, it's few and far between. There's a lack of mid-budget films these days too. Yes, exactly. It's either super low budget, like something like Obsession, or extremely high budget fucking Odyssey. You know, the people are like, oh, well, maybe I want to see it, but I don't know. Yeah, it feels weird. But the producers have literally gone, Christopher Nolan, ancient Greek mythology, have a load of money. That's that, right? You know? Once Sundance went mainstream, it was all over. Yes, correct. Obsession was so good. Literally one of the best films I've seen. You know, again, first time. You know, I don't like to say that Cory Barker's like a first time director because, I mean, it's the first feature length film he's made. But I think everything that he did in the movie was just very, very creative and very good. Like a very good first time feature length movie. You know, the only directors who are doing stuff like that nowadays are like Boots Riley. I still need to see I Love Boosters. Who else is doing stuff like that nowadays? It's hard because they're so few and far between. And Boots Riley doesn't make a film. He makes a film like every 10 years. When was Sorry to Bother You? Sorry to Bother You was like fucking 10 years ago or whatever. I do find the term feature length funny. I think it only refers to a film being 45 minutes or more. No, it's 90 minutes. It has to be 90 minutes, feature length. Or 70. I don't know if it's 45. I heard that the Odyssey is 3 hours. Yes, correct. Anyway, yeah, let's finish this. Robert Eggers. Yes, he's another of my favorite recent directors. Yeah. Jordan Peele's great as well. Every Jordan Peele film I've seen is great. He's not like very big on CGI and he has like extremely unique ideas. There's a lot. Greta Gerwig is good. Greta Gerwig did a great job with Barbie. And Greta Gerwig also did Little Women. Yorgos Lanthimos is great. Yes, I like him. He did Mandy, right? Lars von Trier. No, Lars von Trier is a piece of shit. Lars von Trier is not a modern. He's not a modern contemporary. He's a. Lars von Trier is someone from the. You know, he's been going for fucking decades, and he's just. I don't know. No, he's just. No, I don't like Lars von Trier. Lars von Trier was in a press interview saying, "I am a Nazi." Where's the classic? I've got to bring that up now. Denis Villeneuve. Denis Villeneuve is great. Denis Villeneuve is great. Oh, Sinners was great as well, Audrey. Who did Sinners? It was crazy. He was at Cannes, and I can't remember what he was doing.
Anyway,
it's so funny. I've forgotten how funny this is. It's one of the funniest things in the world. Is this Kristen Dunst? I can't remember who it is. I think it's Kristen Dunst. And she's like in one of his movies. Is it Magnolia or something? I can't remember what film it was. And just this whole bit is just so insane.
I know I really wanted to be a Jew, and then I found out that I was really a Nazi. Because my family was German, Hartmann. which also gave me some pleasure.
Melancholia. I got the name wrong.
Yeah.
Look at Kristen Dunst's face.
I what can I say? I understand Hitler.
How are people not seeing this? This is one of the best. This is one of the best like interview clips of if you're like a director guy like me, right? Like, I'm a fucking film loser. I always say this all the time. I'm a film loser. I'm obsessed with films. I'm obsessed with directors and, like, you know, how they're made and everything, right? If you like directors, this is one of the best clips of all time.
But I think he did some wrong things. Yes, absolutely. But I can see him sitting in his bunker in the end. But there will come a point at the end of this. There will come. I will. No, I'm just saying that I think I understand the man. He's not what you would call a good guy, but I understand much about him, and I sympathize with him a little bit. Yes, but come on, I'm not for the Second World War. And I'm not against Jews, Susanne Bier is. No, not even Susanne Bier. That was also a joke. I am, of course, very much for Jews. No, not too much, because Israel is a pain in the ass. But still, how can I get out of this sentence?
By another question. Here's your salvation.
There's just. But no, I just want to say about the art of the. I'm very much for Speer. Speer I liked. Albert Speer I liked. He was also maybe one of God's best children, but he had some talent that was kind of.
No, he is just like, look, he is just being anti-Semitic here. I don't think this is him trolling. I think he's talking about Jewish. Who is Albert Speer? He was a direct. I don't know who he was, but he's going on and he's like, oh, he was one of God's special children, so they're not great. You know, he is being anti-Jewish here, right?
For him to use during.
Oh, he was a top Nazi near the end.
Nazi.
Like, this is great. This is great. This is so good.
Okay, I'm a Nazi.
Completely different note. Peter.
It's great. It's so good. Anyway, no, anything could have been happening there. I don't fucking know. It was just so insane, right? It's just so insane. I think he could be a Nazi. I don't fucking know. I genuinely don't know. Like, just that clip to me was like, why are you getting so into it? Why are you so invested? You should have just said, oh no, that's ridiculous. He should have just stopped it before he, you know, as soon as you start saying, oh, I sympathize with the man, like I found out I was German and I sympathize with Hitler, I understand Hitler. Like, obviously him saying I understand Hitler could have been like a badly made joke or whatever. What is he? He's, I don't know. Is he Danish? I don't know. This was at Cannes. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Yeah, no, the way he was like, I'm totally. He didn't even say I love Jews. He said I'm for Jews, which is like an odd thing to say. I don't know. No, this is what I'm saying. What context is going to make, yeah, I'm a Nazi better? That's what I mean. So, yeah, it's just fucking crazy. It's so funny that people here haven't seen that, because that's one of my favorite clips of all time. Why have I never heard of this film? This looks great. It's also got what's-his-face in it. I just saw that other guy's head then. Oh, hell yeah. Giving me Dark Seed vibes? Hell yeah. That's what it's about. Yeah, the way he said, I'm for Jews, it was like, I'm for Jews, I'm pro-Jew, they should be allowed all sorts of things. That's the way he was saying it, it's so weird. Yeah, no, I'm not a big Lars von Trier guy, obviously. Also, I don't like Lars von Trier because I watched Antichrist with my mum. And you'll remember, some people will be saying this. Some people will remember me saying this. But the first scene in Antichrist, literally when it opens, it's Willem Dafoe's penis going into a vagina, showing full penetration. I don't know if it was his dick. I don't know if it was the actress's vagina. I don't know. It could have been. It was probably stunt doubles, right? But you just see full penetration. And like, you know, obviously the film is artistic. It's supposed to be about like, you know, I don't think it was. He famously has a massive hog. I mean, that dick's pretty big. It's pretty big. It's pretty big. It's pretty big. I thought it was pretty thick. But yeah, like, I just remember my mum, like, put the film on. We were like, oh, spooky movie, Antichrist. We like watching horror together. It's like a bonding thing for me and my mum, right? And then that's the first scene. And like, I just remember the fucking, like, looking at her, and the fucking remote was going like, flipping around. She's going like this. trying to skip it. Oh, it was so good. Oh, it was so embarrassing. I've never been so embarrassed in my entire life. I can't even remember when we were watching it. I don't think it was when it came out. I think it was a few years after it came out. Oh, this film looks pretty good. Anyway, should we get back to the news? I just thought we'd get a bit derailed talking about movies. I like to talk about movies. Crew members have described it as unnervingly large. One of my neighbors saw Willem Dafoe. He was doing a play at I think it was the Albert. No, we don't have an Albert Hall. Fuck me. What's the theater called? We have a theater in Manchester, and I can't remember what it is, but it's where all the arty stuff happens, and I can't remember what it's called because I haven't been in ages. Is it Albert Hall? It's not Albert Hall. It's not the Prince Albert. It's not the Apollo. No, that's not like a theater for theater things. That's like a gig venue. Oh my god. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But Willem Dafoe was doing a thing there, and my neighbor who lived literally on the next block, he came round one day, and he was like, "I've just seen Willem Dafoe." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "I've just seen Willem Dafoe." Eric, thank you so much for the 4 months at tier 1.
So is USA at war or not at war today?
They're still at war. They're definitely still at war. They're definitely still at war. Yeah, my mate was like, Willem Dafoe, I've just seen Willem Dafoe. Let's, see if we can find out what he's doing in Manchester. Apparently he was just walking up our road, and my mate was on his balcony or something. Well, not his balcony, like sitting on his windowsill, having a ciggy, and he just saw Willem Dafoe, and he was like, that's fucking Willem Dafoe. And I didn't believe him at first. I was like, there's no way. There's no fucking way. But then I saw that he was doing a show. It was at the... Oh, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. I'm gonna remember it. I'm not gonna Google it. I'm gonna try and get that dopamine hit from remembering something in my brain.
Plus, I did it in 2016 when it was bad, but I did it this last time when it was really bad. It was, Steve, I would say many, many times worse than it was in 2016. 2016 was bad, but what we just had a year and a half ago, that was the worst border maybe in world history. There's not a third world...
They said they have to use an actor. His dick was too big. Fair enough. I didn't see Willem Dafoe's... The Royal Exchange! Thank you, Eric. Although I was hoping to remember that myself. Yeah, no, that was where he was doing a show. I can't remember what it was.
That would have allowed that to happen.
It was a play.
People coming in from prisons, and
production.
people coming in from mental institutions... And people
mental institutions, they're all coming in.
The people that those governments, those countries, I know them all, they didn't want. And they walked into a country totally unvetted, totally unchecked. Not anymore. Nobody comes in. except if they come in legally. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yesterday you were...
Who are you with, please?
I'm with the Washington Examiner, sir.
Good. They're doing good.
Hey YouTube, what's up?
You were asked yesterday whether Representative Max Miller should resign.
That's your all-time favorite theatre in Manchester. It's the best one. Yeah.
Have you thought about that? And also, do you think...
Oh, it's a very sad thing. I know Max.
Have we looked at anything on Japan making the US buy yen to stop them from selling US obligations? Okay, chatters who just come in later on, who are regulars. I wasn't streaming last week because my cat nearly died. He's okay. Don't worry about it. You can hear the update if you check the VOD after the stream, but I have not been locked in at all. So don't expect anything crazy from me today. Don't expect any like high-level analysis, big brain mule takes, yeah? But what you're saying sounds very interesting.
He's a good person. I mean, I always thought he was a very good person. And I'm going to let the families figure that out. You know, those families, I know they're working on it. It's a very sad thing, especially when you know somebody so well, to be going through that. But it's accusations, and I'm going to let them figure
Glad your
that
cat is
out.
better.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you, Ashley. Glad he's all right. Thank you.
On Todd Blanche rescinding the anti-weaponization fund. And also there are Democrats right now who say there's essentially two tax codes. There's the Trump family tax code and a normal people tax code. Why do you think that your family deserves some level of special exemption when it comes to the auditing of taxes?
Well, I'll go into that. First of all, I had a 10-year case that was settled until I announced I was running for office. It was a settled deal like I've been doing all my life. I've been...
Krill, thank you so much for the 1312. Thank you for subbing off Twitch and supporting the stream.
Meep.
Indeed. How you doing, Krill? Thank you so much. Yeah, chat, don't forget, it's my full-time job. I missed a bunch of streams last month because my cat was sick, so I missed out on making some money, so please consider tipping, or please consider subbing. I'm going with trying to encourage a monthly sub goal this month to make it easier for chatters who say they have issues with donating via the tip link. So if you want to donate, you could donate, but if you want to sub, you could sub. You should sub. I got to get to 500 subs if I want to make the same amount of money that I would from donating. So it's up to you if you want to, you know, give me 100% of the cash and not 50% and give 50% to Bezos or Amazon or Twitch or whatever, then you could sub off Twitch and hit the dono link. But feel free to sub as well, right? Because if I get 500 subs, that's like the same amount of money.
Audited every year for my
So think about that.
I have a lot of wealth.
Please consider supporting me. This is my full-time job.
They were never audited.
And I missed a bunch of streams last month,
And
like I
my
say.
deal was settled. In writing, it was settled. Subject to final approval. Then I announced I was running for president. And all they did was haunt me with it. They ended the settlement. And they went after me illegally. And they did a lot of bad things to me.
They went after me illegally.
And I was treated very unfairly by the IRS. It was weaponized against me. Think of it. I had a case this is a 10-year-old case. And
Ashley, thank you so much for the £5. Thank you for subbing off Twitch and supporting the stream. Let's go.
It was settled. It was done. The case was over. I announced I'm running for president, and they terminated the settlement in Washington, and they went after me. And what they did here was frankly, if you talk about reparations or if you talk about payment, what they did to me, I had a very good case against them. So this was a case that was settled, that when I decided to run for president, right at the beginning, this is a long time, it's been going on for a long time, they terminated the settlement, which is something that never happened before.
They terminated the settlement.
We have letters from the biggest law firms in Washington saying that this case is nonsense, just like the Russia was nonsense. They weaponized government. And so that's that, and most people understand that. On the fund, these were people that were treated Unbelievable. 22 suicides, more than that, I think. Look at Ashley. Look at so many other things that happened. These
Look at things that happened.
And this fund could have given them some solace. But, it happens to be very popular among many quarters. And I don't participate in that fund. I was certainly treated badly. I don't participate, but I thought it would be very fair for people that spent years in prison, people that were treated so badly, for in many cases people that did absolutely nothing wrong. So I view that fund as a positive, and a lot of Republicans do too, not so many Democrats. And it's not only for that, it's for other things too. People that have been treated unfairly.
Why is this suit so ill-fitting? It's probably not. It's because he is slouched over like an old man. That's why. It's because when he gets the suit fitted, he stands up like this, all proud, looking in the mirror going, I've still got it. I'm 80, but I've still got it. I might as well be 30. Look at me. And then as soon as he sits down, he goes, and then the suit looks like shit.
That have been weaponized by a corrupt government that we had with Obama.
He has extra large shoulder pads. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Corrupt
Yeah, they don't fit him. You can see where his shoulders are. His shoulders are literally check. His shoulders are fucking here. Like his fucking neck, right? Now, some of you might be thinking, oh, well, his shoulders will start like that. No, that's wrong. Right? His shoulders do start here, right? So the suit is right at the back where the neck is, because obviously it has to hang from somewhere, yeah? But then as soon as that happens, it's like this. There's a big drop off, right? This is what he looks like under there. Yeah. It's it looks like Grimace. You know Grimace? The McDonald McDonald mascot? Purple? Grimace Shake?
Mr. President,
that's what he's looking like.
I didn't look at it.
I just wanted to take a quick look at this as well, chat. This is so good. Iranian leadership is unbelievably duplicitous. They ask for a meeting, some would say beg, talks begin, with more scheduled in the immediate future, and they say, openly and proudly, that they're not having any discussions, that nothing is being talked about, and they're only dealing with Oman. Then they go on to give their usual blather in saying the Strait of Hormuz will be operated powerfully by them when it is already completely controlled by the United States Navy. Or as some say, the United States Wall of Steel. Nobody says that. Nobody says that. Nothing gets through to Iran unless we want it to. And nothing will get through unless a deal or total surrender is accomplished. Whether Iran wants to admit it or not, we are in fact talking of a solution to a problem that they have caused for decades. It's very simple. Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. It's just nonsense. It's totally nonsense. None of this is true. And he's trying to make out that because they're saying, oh, well, they said they would have a meeting. They begged us for a meeting. And now they're saying they're not having a meeting. They're lying to you. We're not the ones lying. They're the ones lying. And it's just so see-through, right?
All I know is that Todd Blanche
so see-through.
Great. He's going to do a great job. Everybody knows it. And I understand there's been a sign-off. But I don't know what they agreed. I think
his projection,
yeah. Agreed to reconfirm things that he's already said. And what he said was, okay. Please, go ahead.
Avenues that you have, other avenues you have supporters get paid potentially if it's not the anti-weaponization fund? Is there another?
Who are you with?
I'm with MS Now, sir.
You who?
MS Now.
MS Now?
Yes, sir.
What a terrible show that is. They have the worst people on that show.
Are there other avenues that you want to see people?
No, there's no other avenues that I know about. Go ahead.
Mr. President, on the Iran talks.
MS Now. That's the failed MSDNC, right? The failed. They failed.
Did he just say MSBNC? Wait. Is that a real thing? No, it's MSNBC.
They gave it a new name. You know why? Because nobody watched it. Go ahead. And fewer people are watching it.
He said MSDNC?
Is there discussions? Is Iran willing to return to free navigation of the strait? Is that on the table?
Say it again differently.
Would
And fewer people are watching it now.
On the Iran talks, is there discussions, is Iran willing to return to a fully free navigation of the strait? Is that on the table?
Say it again differently.
Say it again differently is fucking crazy.
Would Iran be willing to return to fully free navigation of
It
the
has to be. I'm not going to let them charge.
Would you
If anybody's going to charge, we'll charge. We're the one that has we have total control. You know, we have a thing called a blockade with his Navy. And that Navy is, they call it a wall of steel, the United States wall of steel. And no, there's not going to be charging. We're not talking about charging at all. There won't be charging. Yeah, please, in the back.
But you said that you were going to be charging like a month ago. I don't understand.
You said last week that illegal immigration...
Who are you with?
GBUs. You said that illegal immigration is killing the UK.
The wall of steel. It's a wall of steel. Nothing gets through except for everything.
Do you think that European nations, including the UK, should be using their military...
Say it again differently. I'm going to use that one on my hubby.
Illegal immigration in Europe. I know Europe better than anybody, better than the people that run it.
No, you don't.
And I have great relationships. Two things are killing Europe. Number one is immigration. Number two is energy. Like the UK, when you look at the UK, they have one of the best energy fields in the world, North Sea oil. Now, I think your new
Prime Minister just agreed to open it for drilling. Andy Burnham just agreed to open it for drilling. I know I said I've been unplugged, chat, but I have been paying attention to some stuff. During one of the worst heat waves in our history, where our country has been literally on fire, Andy Burnham has said, what Northerners would do is drill for oil in the North Sea. And that's what we're going to do.
Prime Minister is going to actually open up from what I hear. I spoke to him, and he sounded terrific on this subject. But
so there you go.
Open it up, you'll be a wealthy country. You keep it closed, you're going to be a bankrupt country, which is what you are now. Essentially, you're a bankrupt country. You have one of the greatest energy fields, the North Sea oil, one of the greatest fields in the world. You know, the UK buys its energy from Norway, who gets the energy from the North Sea, from not as vibrant a part of the North Sea oil was. You're sitting on top of...
I don't think we buy our energy from Norway. I think that what he's talking about is the privatization of the energy market, right? I think we buy oil from Norway, right? Is that what it is? He does think he's being canny, yeah.
Gold. Better than gold. And you don't do anything with it. It doesn't work. You don't allow the oil companies in.
That's so funny. Did he just say that oil is better than gold?
Gold. Oil was. You're sitting on top of gold. Better than gold.
He's saying this because the petrodollar is completely destroyed. That's why he's saying this. He's saying, don't forget, oil is gold. Don't forget.
And you don't do anything with it. It
petrodollar cope.
It doesn't work. You don't allow the oil companies in. And it doesn't work.
Everyone forgets about Scotland what they want, yeah.
The Prime Minister is very impressed, and he sort of indicated to me, I said, look,
it's economic growth to fund progressive development, and when it's tied to oil, it's just completely false independence,
you can be
right?
a wealthy country or a bankrupt country. You have your choice. Not every country has that choice. Almost no country has that choice. But in the case of the UK, Scotland, I'm talking about Scotland, right off the shore, in Aberdeen, Scotland. That was Aberdeen was the oil capital of Europe for years.
Aberdeen. It's also just very short-sighted. Like, the reckoning will be, if we have our own supply, we're insulated against oil shocks, but we need solar and wind. Yes. And also, it's a private company doing the extraction. So, you know, that's not going to be very affordable for the nation or the government.
And one day the Liberals got in and they closed it. And your energy rates have quadrupled. You have among the highest energy prices in the world. You could cut them in half. You could give away free energy if you'd open up the North Sea. And
you could give away free energy right now if we just stopped the privatization of the market and had British energy. Like, you know, back in the day, it was British gas. I mean, British gas still exists, but it's owned by private interests. But if we had British energy, state-owned energy, you know, it'd just be over. Like, no one be having fucking energy. My energy bills are going up to £136 a month. That's £46 increase. And that's happening in, like, this month, at the end of this month. And it's like, I can't pay that, dude. What are you talking about? £146? What do you mean? I go live on the internet for 5 or 6 hours a night, right? I got a big light on. I got the PC on. The only thing that's different is the light is on. That's the only different thing, right? And they're saying, okay, you were paying £90 a month, but how about £146? Yeah, I don't know. How about you go fuck yourself? I don't know, dude. How about you go put your hand in a meat grinder? I don't know.
Good for another 500 years, maybe more, probably 1,000 years.
Has our new Prime Minister restored your faith in the leadership of Britain? Or has our new Prime Minister restored your faith in the leadership of Britain, or do you think it's too late?
Look, I think we're going to have a very good relationship.
Streaming in the dark.
We'll see. I'm not going to tell my but I can tell you, immigration is an incredible problem for Europe. You're allowing people in that in many cases...
Mockery of cults says, Muslims invade your country and rape your children, and you concern yourselves with geopolitics. What a fucking shame. Yeah, I mean, hi guy that makes their account every day, new account. Yes, welcome back. I'm back to streaming. You're back to making new accounts. Although this one was done a couple of months ago, so you got this one in the back pocket. Yeah. You're right. You changed me. Yeah, you changed me.
I'm not going to help you.
You've changed me. I'm going to stop doing geopolitics. I'm going to be a right-winger now. Well done, man.
No, I'm still not going to help you. And the people that are there...
Hey, Bella, thank you for the 95 consecutive streams. Watch Bellatrix.
From other countries. They've been there for a long time and did a great job. Beautiful place. Look, I love it. My parents both came from Europe indirectly.
Well, what they're implying when they say I concern myself with geopolitics is obviously I concern myself with geopolitics, but that chatter was saying that I should focus more on a made-up domestic problem.
So, a German...
Hello, Bourgeois Beef.
Scott. And, it's like one of those things. It's very sad. When I see what's happening to Europe, it's very sad to me. But they have a problem with immigration. They have a problem with energy. You have windmills all over the place. Windmills, you lose your shirt. Any country with windmills is a loser, okay? You just have to look.
Why?
If they have windmills, they're a loser. Because you lose...
Right, so the UK is a loser. So he thinks that the UK is a loser.
You lose money with windmills. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Thank you.
There are windmills in the USA, right? That's another thing.
Go ahead, who are you with? Yeah, that's right.
Original name.
What was your name before?
John Fredericks.
CIA torture. You're not even a new account. As a landlord, that's a bad start, bro. I understand mass deportations will hurt rent prices. Now you're just lying. However, I believe it's important for the health of the nation, so I'll put my national interests over my class interests. I mean, if you are actually a real landlord, this isn't working with me, dog, because I know that you are just going to keep the same rent prices for the people that you let to regardless, and it won't affect rent prices whatsoever. And you will know as a landlord that, in fact, migrants are not the wealthiest class in the country. And so you aren't actually going to be suffering any kind of cut to your income whatsoever. You fucking parasite. I hope you rot in hell. Get out of my chat. You know?
Go ahead, John.
Two domestic questions, sir. The first
we need the first time chat remote stat mule. We've had three this stream so far. We have a nice new chatter. Chris Reed 1984. Did he just shit his pants? That's a great first chat message. Thank you for being normal.
Integrated all.
Thank you for being normal.
Just announced record profits second quarter. unbelievable for
Someone redeemed a fucking blue fella before. Hello, Morton. Thank you for the stretch.
since 14B and has they've had it over a decade. For Chevron for the quarter, highest in history.
By 12 times.
On the back.
You saw that?
Yes. I mean, it's unbelievable. On the backs.
I don't like it.
Workers paying higher debts.
Yeah.
Is our...
They're making too much money. Okay? Based on a shortage, they're making too much money. I don't like it. And I should be the last one to say, because I'm a big free enterprise guy. Nobody bigger. And, you know...
I'm a big free enterprise
with
guy.
EC oil, when we're finished with Iran, you're going to see the prices drop.
Oh, excuse me.
But they made too much money. Too much money. Chevron, too much money.
Hello, Imagination Epoch.
ExxonMobil, too much.
Excuse me.
When you look at one company where they made 12 times what they made the year before, they're going to give some of that back to the public. And they better cut the retail price, the consumer price. Too much money. You're surprised I'm saying it? I'll say it loud and clear. I'm not happy about it. Go ahead.
I wonder what would happen if one of the journos was just laughing at him in the room. I think I've seen it before where they've been like laughing at things that he says. I think he just ignores them, because that's the whole Roy Cohn strat that he uses all the time. Just ignore it. If people are taking the piss out of you, just ignore it. If people are, if you're losing, no you didn't, you won, etc., Latex Drool, thank you so much for the tier 1. Thank you for the 2 months. And welcome in. How are you doing? Hey, Hippie Marshmallow. He's just mad because it's making him look bad. Yeah, correct.
Just one. For those of us here...
Yeah, if you acknowledge that people are laughing at you, you're admitting defeat, yeah.
Like I do. The renaissance of the city that you've been able to do in 18 months is incredible.
I hope you heard Can you hear that, everybody? The renaissance of Washington, D.C. in 15, 16 months is incredible, and it is. It's clean, it's safe, and you haven't seen anything yet. We're replacing all of the grass that hasn't been replaced in the fields, the beautiful fields where the grass is. Grass is like humans. It has a life. This grass hasn't been changed around. It's clean, it's safe, and you haven't seen anything yet. We're replacing all of the grass that hasn't been replaced in the fields, all the beautiful fields where the grass is. Grass is like humans. It has a life.
It's just very good. It's just very good. At least it's funny, right? You know what I mean? At least what he's saying is funny. Hey, Duck Authority, what's up?
Grass hasn't been changed in 100
Hey, Dirt or
years.
Bust.
We're doing
grass goes to the shops. It worries about bills, rent. It tries to unionize.
Most of the graffiti is moved. But the most important thing,
health issues.
It's been beautified. We did 78.
Yeah, take some notes down, chat. Windmills equals losers. Grass equals humans.
Fountains and waterfalls. And they went from being horrible.
Grass does lettuce shites.
Mostly graffiti said most
grass eats the bad lettuce and gets the shits.
And it's a renaissance, like you use the word renaissance, but it's a renaissance. But the biggest thing is we have very little crime now.
Unionization is why we mow the grass, exactly.
World. It was the most unsafe capital of any country in the world. Now it's...
That's just not true. That's just fucking provably not true. Like, it's just so insane. These, like, huge... When you say this many bold, dogmatic statements, it is just such a... this is... Here's a textbook example as to why none of us should make bold, dogmatic statements. Because, there are broad things that we know to be true about work, the economy, capitalism, socialism, communism, etc., right? But... I think sometimes people do in their rhetoric use bold dogmatic statements that can be, it can be detrimental, especially if they're not quite true. And yeah, he is just the best example of that. Like he just loves to make huge, like totally ideologically based statements and like they're facts. These are facts.
One of the safest, and it's one of the safest places in the United States. And People are coming down. You see it, the tourism in Washington, everyone.
Yeah, it was far more dangerous to be in fucking Gaza City during the genocide, and it's still way more unsafe to be in Gaza City because the genocide is still going on.
Nobody's getting mugged, shot. We used to lose 3 people.
I don't think that's
a week.
true.
Death. That's the least. I mean, it's 3 people in terms of death.
What?
150 people a year were
What?
killed.
Were killed. He's talking about murder. I mean, he said death. It's like, people die every day, bro. What do you mean? 150? That's not surprising to me.
Come down from Iowa. They come from Indiana. Mom, I'm looking at the Washington Monument. I'm looking at, and they end up getting killed. You call
Wait, what? He's saying that tourists were. It's like a cartoon. Mom, I'm looking at the Washington Monument. What do you mean?
Were killed. They come down from Iowa. They come from Indiana. Mom, I'm looking at the Washington Monument. I'm looking at, and they end up getting killed.
Listen, I know that there is a wealth disparity that is very stark in Washington, D.C. I am not green behind the ears when it comes to the socio-economical makeup of some U.S. cities. And I understand that there are probably some dangerous individuals in Washington, D.C., maybe even some people with guns that you don't want to fuck with, right? This is the case in most major cities. You're going to have gangsters, right? There are gangsters in Manchester. There are gangsters in London. Everywhere in the world. Fucking Belgrade. You name it, right? There's gangsters. But I'm telling you something for a fact about gangsters, yeah? They are not out here murking tourists. They don't do that. If you know anything about gangsters, they're not gonna hot themselves up like that. You know? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? It would be so hot and on top to fucking murk a tourist from Iowa. It's crazy. It's like when, you know, white people say, oh my God, it's so dangerous in Mexico City. It's like nothing is going to happen to you, bro. The fucking gangsters in Mexico City are not going to murk a white person, a white tourist. Number one way to get caught, because then all of a sudden you've got Interpol or whatever, right? It's just, it doesn't make sense. It's just totally fucking nonsense. You know, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
The parents, I'm sorry, doesn't happen anymore. We don't have that anymore. We're rough, but we don't have that anymore. Our military has been unbelievable, and they work very well with.
They're not just gonna. It's not just, you know. But again, like he's extrapolating it from that because he's not even talking about gangsters. He's not even talking about people who are in organized crime or anything like that. Or they might be doing petty crime. They might be doing, you know, low level dealing or whatever. Who do some things like this. But when it comes to Trump's rhetoric, he's trying to make out that Washington, D.C. is full of scary black people and scary migrants, and they're just popping caps at everybody's asses, right? That's what he's trying to portray. But again, that's not true. That's not true. You know, the people who are behaving in that way, and they're not just, you know, blasting anybody, right? They're certainly not murking tourists. That's not happening. Look at what happened in Mexico when a tourist did get murked. The cartels beat up and gift wrapped the idiots to the police. Did that happen? Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I believe that would happen. Yeah. Here you go. Here's these fucking idiots that made our job harder.
But our military.
You mean to tell me the white American tourists aren't the victims of everyone else on Earth?
We know so well, General, right? They don't play games.
Hello, Tory.
We got the gangs. We removed almost 5,000 people who were career criminals who came in with Biden with the open borders.
No, he didn't. There's no way.
And they're no longer here. We sent them back to their countries.
Nonsense. Total nonsense.
Have you ever seen such a transformation of this?
Trying to lay the framework for normalization of the military occupying major cities. It's already done. He's just continuing it, right?
If you live here, it's just, you don't want to go back.
And now you can walk to work. You can walk to the White House. The people in the White House, they work they tell me, sir, thank you. They're thanking me all the time. They used to have to take Uber and the Uber would be robbed. Okay, they weren't even said. They'd go to.
I don't think you could probably point to one situation where that's actually happened. Who is carjacking Ubers?
A restaurant, and they'd feel safe at a restaurant, and then the restaurant would be robbed.
He's trying to paint a picture of Gotham City. He's saying that Washington, D.C. is like Gotham City.
Restaurants were all closing, and now you can't, if you're a restaurateur, you can't.
It's like Scooby-Doo.
I mean, you literally can't. The restaurants are booming. Crime is down 92%, maybe more.
It said one man got robbed 3 times the same day. He got an Uber to the restaurant. He was robbed in the Uber. He was robbed at the restaurant. And then when he was looking at the Washington Monument, he was robbed again.
You know, the greatest statistic, though, that you have is that 2% of the people create 91% of the crime.
Yep, that's people like you freak.
You can really handle that. And we moved almost 5,000 people out. They're criminals, career criminals. We moved that, or in some cases, they're in jail. In some cases,
it was only 2%, but we got rid of him. Don't worry.
Biden. They're so bad, we don't want to move them out. We want to put them in jails because we're afraid they're going to come back in somehow. So I appreciate you saying that.
Would you consider going to Congress if they come in and try to roll it back, the new Democratic mayor?
Well, you had a mayor who's, I guess she's a communist. I mean, she says she's a socialist, but I guess she's a communist, basically what she says. But I have not met her yet. I look forward to meeting her.
Wait, is this the DSA candidate for Washington, D.C.? Did she get in? Did I miss that?
Would I federalize? Basically, you're saying federalize D.C. Yeah, well, I'm allowed to do that. Would I do it? If they want to... We took something that was in deep...
Secretary of War, very tough, big guy. He was coming to see me. He got robbed 6 times. Got robbed leaving his house. He got robbed putting on his shoes. They took his shoes. Can you believe it? He got robbed at the Pentagon. He got in the Uber. The Uber driver robbed him. And then got robbed. Then he got here. I robbed him too. Very sad.
Trouble. It was a graffiti-filled, crime-filled mess. We turned it into Shangri-La. We turned it into a great place. Look outside. Look what's happening. Look at the beautiful ballroom and military center. It's a military center, much more than we have a...
I was just about to say, Shangri-La is a fictional place. I was just about to say, isn't Shangri-La a made-up place? Like... That's a bit on the nose. He's like, yeah, we made it look like a fictional city.
Drone port on top. We look at the grass at front.
Hey, Monochromatic, how you doing? His name was Rob. That's so true.
The parks are all being replaced.
No, of course, Latex Drool, yeah.
We'll do one at a time. It's about 700 acres of parks. They're all going to have brand new, the best grass you can get. Scots. You know Scots? Scott's Miracle Grow. They're doing it. They do great grass. What can I tell you?
Great grass, Miracle Grow. You know, Scott, that's what it was in the 50s when I was a child.
Free. Sir?
Actually, I was 20 years old.
A friend of mine, a guy that is terrific. We'd like to give you new grass at the White House. I said, I'll take it. How much? He said, free. I'll take it. What did I say? Thank you. Thank you very much.
I said, I'll take it. How much? It's free. I'll take it.
Mr. President, this is at least the 5th time you've turned off airstrikes against Iran since April to negotiate. What is your message to the American people?
Scott's a Miracle Grower competing brands. Oh, well, there you go. I thought he was just referring to like an old name for Miracle Grow.
What has changed this time? Why should it be any different?
Well, you don't know. I don't know. I think we're going to maybe get something, but I want to give him every last chance before decapitation. Very tough to do what we have planned, still planned. We'll see what happens. But it's a very, very tough thing to do. I think...
Yes, decapitation definitely worked the last time, didn't it? It really worked.
I'm very proud of the fact that I'll give people a chance. This is a big move. To do an attack that big on a country, I'd rather not do it. Now, we've already, through lots of large attacks, but they were normal large.
Oh, I just knew that coming back to streaming, I just knew it was going to be insane. I just knew the shit I was going to be hearing was just going to be insane. It's hard to keep up, man.
Hopefully they'll come to their senses, because what happened cannot have a nuclear weapon, but hopefully they'll come to their
What
senses.
happened can't have a nuclear
So
weapon.
They called me and they said, please don't attack, we'll make a deal.
No, they didn't.
That's the real truth, and everyone knows it. And who wouldn't call? And they found out
normal lies
through leaks and sleazebags, a lot of sleazebags, leakers.
Leakers, they're calling them leakers.
Strengthen up the laws for leakers.
I'm a bit of a leaker myself. That's why I've got a catheter in.
But in this case, leakers helped because they said the severity of the attack, and Iran knew it. They knew what was coming. It was going to come last night, and it would have gone on for a long time, and there'd be essentially very little left. There'd be nothing left. And if I'm given a chance to let a lot of people live, I want to give that chance. So I'm under no time constraint. I don't happen to be running, but a lot of very good Republicans are running.
So, by the way, chat, there is a bit of a phenomena that is going on in the European media, by the way. Like, one thing that I have been seeing in the sidebar on my time off is mainstream publications in the UK saying, has Trump lost in Iran? Iran, what will Trump do next? Will it work? Iran, is the US stuck in another forever war? Like, all this kind of stuff is happening. It's very interesting. And another great example of this is Jake Wallace-Simons, who is a unapologetic piece of shit Zionist. And you can see Owen Jones here. He's collected 2 Jake Wallace-Simons headlines back to back. The first one from Jake Wallace-Simons: Trump gambled on Iran and he won. The US used the wiles of a street fighter to pull a ceasefire deal out of the bag. And then Jake Wallace-Simons: America has suffered a strategic defeat against Iran. Donald Trump is facing the inexorable consequence of taking military action without a proper plan. Look at the disparity with these two opinions. You can't call this journalism. You can't call this journalism. You just can't. In one article, he's lying. In the other one, he's finally accepted the truth. It just, the glazing here, the wiles of a street fighter. What do you mean? Show your working, motherfucker. And then the inexorable consequence of taking military action without a plan. 3 months ago, you were saying he was a street fighter. He means like Zangief. He could mean any of the street fighters, couldn't he? He could mean M. Bison. He could mean Ryu and Ken. Who are the others? I'm getting Guile, Blanca. It could be any of them. It could be any of them. Yes, he's never been in a fight in his life. He was a street fighter, and then he found out Iran has hands, yes.
And you have a sick ideology taking place right now that, hopefully they'll be defeated because they'll destroy the country.
Van Damme is his own character now? Is that true in the new Street Fighters?
Like a blocking desk. No matter who gets in. If it's bad, I block. And I'm good at blocking. If it's bad, if it's stupid things like the things they want to do, we want to get rid of the U.S. Senate. I don't like a lot of Senate, just to be honest with you. I don't want to get rid of the Senate. We want to get rid of the Supreme Court. They want to put now 21 or 23 people, that's the real, on the Supreme Court, or get rid of it. They want to get rid of the presidency. They want to have an appointed executive running. That's a communist thing, That's a communist thing.
Sorry, what? What?
Now 21 or 23 people, that's the real, on the Supreme Court, or get rid of it. They want to get rid of the presidency. They want to have an appointed executive running. That's a communist thing, That's a
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, okay, the function of the President of the United States is that you are essentially the chairman of the administration, right? It's just that the administration that you are managing is a capitalist one, correct? You have also gained that position through the bourgeois electoral system, which is rigged in favor of the rich because the system that you're under is capitalism. That's what that is. Essentially, if you take capitalism out of the equation, you would just be the same as a chairman, right? You would just essentially be the same as the chairman. It would just be much more boring for you and far less lucrative. Extremely less lucrative. That's all it is. So no, communism is not when there's no president. I love when you say bourgeois with an English accent. Yeah, no, it's embarrassing. I'm sorry. But it's just embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. Everything is communism. Everything is terrorism. Everyone is a communist, and everything's computer.
These are sick people. And, I said it the other day, and it maybe doesn't sound that important, but when a country goes bad, like look at the blue cities. What do they have in common, aside from massive...
That's so funny. When a country goes bad, look at the cities.
Crime.
Look at the cities in America. I was talking about different countries. Now I'm talking about cities.
More crime. The Republicans have heard...
More crime because communism.
What do the blue cities have in mind? And also you can say this with nations when they go bad. The blue cities have something in common. Crime. High crime. Vicious, violent crime. But what do they have in common? They're all dirty. They're filthy dirty. Their streets are dirty. Their streets smell. Their storefronts are broken.
He's describing Berlin.
Trees are all gross. Everything
the trees are all gross.
The place is dirty. And I don't want to mention any specific city. It's really all of them. But you
I don't want to mention any city, but it's all of them.
These cities that are blue, they're crime-ridden and they're filthy dirty. They're like Washington, D.C. was a year and a half ago, with graffiti all over the place, with crime all over the place, with people afraid to be here.
Gross trees is so funny, dude. It's so funny.
Built in the real time. Like you look at the Supreme Court building and they put graffiti on it. The most beautiful columns I've ever seen. In fact, our columns are going to be nicer at the ballroom. I want the Supreme Court, but better. But you look at those columns, how magnificent, and then you see graffiti on the side of the building. No,
he's been watching Escape from New York again. People. Yes.
But the one thing they all have in common: crime. Crime. But they're disgusting. They're filthy dirty. The streets are dirty.
Gross trees.
People lying all over the street doing you know what.
People's lying all over the street doing you know what. They're having gay orgies. They're having gay transgender orgies with drugs. They're injecting drugs, smoking drugs in their ass. They're smoking drugs in their cock, in their cocks. They're doing it all.
They're all the same. And this is what
they're all the same.
Not going to happen in our country. Go ahead, please. Yeah, in the back.
When someone, can you sir?
Go ahead.
When a group.
Well, let him go. Then you.
I'm sorry.
He was very rude to you, right? Go.
I don't know how anyone in the room with him keeps a straight face. There's a reason that the Sky News shot here. The Sky News, any news camera will not be allowed back in this room if they show anybody laughing, because all of these ladies have laughed at least 20 times each with some of the things that he said so far. 1,000%. 1,000%. Even if they're like complete MAGA sycophant psychos, every single one of them has, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, that's why you never see the heads. It's always like this really tight frame of him, even though in some interviews, like when he's sat with other leaders, right? It's a wide shot. It's a wide shot. I'd like to see the journalist heads. You better believe the journalists are pissing themselves. Who wouldn't laugh at grass is like a human? That's what I'm saying. Like you just can't. You just simply can't. It's ridiculous.
Go ahead. Who are you with?
I'm with Real America's Voice, sir. Sir, when a group such as the Haitians lose their
Hey, lady, what's up?
protective status, how soon should they be bussed and flown out?
Well, we had a big victory in court on temporary, the protected status. And I largely leave it up to my people. But we've had people here for many years that they were here temporarily. We had people coming in, and they've been here for many, many years. And they had a tragedy in their country. They had, sometimes it was storms, or it was hurricanes. And they come in, and they're here for 12 years, 14 years. So something's got to be done. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, on the line, have you spoken to Jeanine Pirro about her decision to drop?
No, Jeanine Pirro made a mistake. There was vandalism. I just told you we did, I think, 78. One of the things was the reflecting pool. Hasn't worked since 19.
Oh, hell yeah. They're still going on about the reflecting pool. I need to see the reflecting pool. I need to see some pictures of it. I need to see how green it is.
1922, because it always leaked. It always leaked from 1922. It's the largest, longest pool ever, and all that. The concept is beautiful, but it always leaked.
Oh, that's who you were talking about today, Star Spangled Shitlog, if you're still here. Rod Liddell died, the journalist, so-called journalist. Okay. I just want to take a moment to remember Rod Liddell, chat. Journalist for The Times, Daily Mail, all that kind of business. Let's just have a little read of an excerpt from one of his articles, yeah? We do that real quick? I never found out because the one thing... Quote, I never found out because the one thing stopping me from being a teacher was that I could not remotely conceive of not trying to shag the kids. It seemed to me virtually impossible not to do, and I was convinced I'd be right in there on day one. We're talking secondary school level here, by the way, and then I don't even think I'd have dabbled much below year 10, as it is now called. I thought we just ought to clear that up early on. At my old comprehensive school, a few teachers were known to be stooping the pupils. One of them, a female teacher who was extremely foxy in a pot noodle scuzzy kind of way. She copped off with some fifth form lad, and another teacher, a man with a guitar and faux rebellious attitude, gained the affections of an extremely attractive fourth form girl. As pupils, we didn't remotely mind about this. Both teachers were very popular, but I knew when I was considering my career options that this sort of behavior was definitely frowned upon by the authorities and that I would not last the week in my new job. Frowned upon, although not much more, I ought to say. Certainly not the deranged howling that is kicked up these days, the fury and the righteous anger. End quote. Good that he's dead, isn't it? It's good that he's dead. Yeah, I'd forgotten who that was. Chat, I was groomed at school by my teacher, by my music teacher. And this motherfucker's got the audacity to sit there and be like, oh yeah, well it was just normal and the kids didn't mind. Yeah, of course you don't mind at the fucking time, and then like 10 years later when you can't have a normal fucking adult relationship because your brain has been fucked because an adult is trying to bring you into a adult relationship when you're a child, completely fucks with your brain in ways that are just not fully understood because no one will do the research about it because no one actually cares about stopping pedophilia whatsoever. All they care about is... Oh, yeah, anyway, whatever. Not going to go too much into that, but, you know, insane.
Because of the size,
insane.
Because of maintenance, whatever. But
it's good that he's dead.
It was built in 19...
It's good that he's dead. It is. It's good that he's dead.
1922. And from the day it was built, it leaked. Biden spent $58 million. Barack Hussein Obama spent much more than that. He said, I have an idea. Let's take the water from the Potomac. So they took the water from the Potomac, and it was putrid. It was putrid. It was a disaster. Biden was a disaster. I said, I'm going to get that fixed, along with Doug Burgum and Department of Interior.
Disaster.
And we worked hard on that. Now,
has he said disaster? Yeah, I feel like he's not said disaster in a while. I feel like him saying disaster is a bit of a meme that he's not really done. for a long time.
On all 70, it's actually, I think, 81 now. You saw the new horses.
A disaster.
That just opened by the bridge with the gold. That was the way they were many years ago. Now they look better than they did many years ago. But these monuments look better than they did when they were originally built. Not just a little fix-up. We made them the way they were, plus. And everyone's so proud.
I think the water was always from the
one of the bigger
Potomac,
jobs
yeah.
was not really the biggest, believe it or not, but one of the biggest was the reflecting pool. And we did a great job. We sandblasted the stone outside. It was granite, so it has a long life. We did a great job. We got very expensive material to put on top of the surface that always leaked because it was stone. It was a stone surface. Always leaked. And we put it on, and it was beautiful. Now, we have photographs or tapes, like moving cameras, right? We have them where people are on the side cutting it with a box knife. Now, I'm not saying I was 100% thrilled with the contractor, but the contractor was rushing. We wanted to get it open for July 4th, and we got it done. But in addition, there was vandalism. Number one, look at the grass, where the grass was all knocked out with a very, very powerful ingredient that we know very well what it is. I'm not going to say the name because people get ideas. And they put a terrible phrase, I won't say that either, but a terrible phrase on a massive piece of grass that we had just replaced. Kill the grass. We had to replace the grass. A lot of grass. In addition, they took knives or cutters and they cut the material. It's material. And they put their hands and they pulled it. And there was also some maintenance things that we would have routinely fixed. But we had that up and it was perfect. And then you had the bubblers, which get rid of the what forms in the water. And that works great, but they turned it off because of the fight. Because it competed a little bit of noise during the fight. They turned it off. And it grows very rapidly in the water, but that actually works very well. And that's all. So now we're just about set to reopen it. And we had to replace cut areas where they cut it and ripped it. But there's a tape, and Jesse Waters, by the way, did a whole big thing on it. There's a tape that's out there that I posted on Truth, where you have people leaning over the side, the weakest part because of the flexibility. It moves. It's very complicated. It moves. And the softest part has to be flexible. And that's the stuff you can cut. And these guys knew what they were doing.
What are you talking about, bro?
And they cut all the way along the base. Cut, cut, cut. Now,
brother, you weren't saying that it was a pool liner. You were saying that you painted the bottom of the fucking pool. And now you're like, yeah, it was just like a pool liner, dude.
When Janine looked at it, it was the day after the 4th of July with the largest fireworks display in the world. And the stuff was laying all over the pool, the fireworks, because they used the pool as one of the, and it was all over the pool. It was the day after, very shortly thereafter. But that was working beautifully, and it was vandalized. And if you look at the tape, now the tape isn't a great tape in the sense that it's a little hard to say who it exactly was. But it was people cutting this very expensive material, waterproofing material. Anyway, it looked beautiful. And then they cut it, and they vandalized. And we weren't necessarily thrilled with the contractor, but they did a job, and they were fixing any problems.
Wasn't he bigging up the contractor to the moon in the first week of the operation? He was talking way more positively about it than anything he's spoken about. Like, he was like, they're great, they're really good, these are top guys, they knew it. Yeah, the contractor was literally his buddy, but he was giving him big legs. He was like, yeah, they're great, they did loads of things like this before. Yeah, the Batman villain looking guy, yeah. With the really, really striking, stark, what was it, like black Hitler hair with like a or was it like gray hair but like a black tash? I can't remember. Did he have a Hitler tash? There was something about him that was like very Hitler, but also Batman villain, like you say. It was a no bid contract. Yeah, just handed it to him. CEO of Green Water. The company's not called that. It's not called Green Water. No, you can't bait me like that. It's not that. Good joke though. It is. Mohammed Al-Farawi, thank you so much for the 7 consecutive streams. His company was absolutely called that. Nah. No, it isn't. Green Water CEO. Green Water Services? He's got Hitler hair. That's what it is. It was the stark different. It is called Green Water Services. No fucking way. No, there's no way. Green Water Services was founded in 2019 in Ohio. What do you mean? What do you mean? No, it's not solutions, it's services. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude look like Paul Bearer from the WWE. Yeah, just like a fucked up face. This is what it is. The Stark thing. John J. Cafaro was his name. The Stark thing, right? This picture particularly, I can't find another source for the picture, but I remember the picture. It was floating around on like, bro, if you're gonna dye your hair, right? This is what I don't understand. You can't see his hair properly in that picture, but he has proper Hitler hair. You can see the schwef coming down, right? Bro, if you're gonna dye your hair, it's so obviously dyed, and your mustache, dye your eyebrows. Like, that's why it's so stark. It's like, yeah, you got grey as fuck eyebrows. If you are gonna dye your hair when you get older, fine. Like, do whatever you want. I'm not judging people for that. People do that all the time. My nana does it. She's 86, right? She's 89. Sorry. You know, at least dye the fucking eyebrows, bro. At least that.
This is...
Oh, wrong video.
But then it got carried away.
He pleaded guilty to bribing U.S. Representative James Trafficant in 2001.
And frankly, I think she choked because the judge was really...
Green Water Services is crazy.
After the people that did it, the judge went after her and went after her department. And I guess she choked. I don't know what the hell happened.
Are you reconsidering her role here?
I don't know what... You don't... You're fake news. Don't ever talk again. You're
don't ever talk again. He says, are you going to reconsider her role? That's all he said.
I don't know what... You don't... You're fake news. Don't ever talk again. You're fake news. One of the worst in the business. Fortunately, nobody watches you. But something happened. There was vandalism there. And there was some things from the contractor, which...
He's going so crazy on the fucking reflecting pool. I know for a fact, if you look at a picture of the fucking reflecting pool now, it's going to be full of green. It's going to be full of green. It's going to be full of fucking green.
Which we would fix. But it's almost complete. And when it opens, it's incredible. It's really incredible. But remember this. It leaked. From 1922, it opened in 1922. They never solved the leak problem because it was stone, and the cracks with the stone.
It sounds like it's me from Norman Island. Yeah.
Waterproofing material. We essentially use a very high-grade swimming pool type material, which was my idea. I was very proud of that idea. And by the way, I didn't know the contractor. Everyone said the contractor. I didn't know the contractor, but when it was completed, it was perfect. But then somebody went in and cut it, just like they did the grass. You know, nobody talks about the grass. The grass have helicopter pictures of what they did. Wasn't it 87? Right? Do you know what they did, right? Did you see what they did? Did you see what they wrote? What did they write?
8647.
That's right, 86-47. They 86 him, so it's 86-47. They didn't do 45. At least they left 40.
Very high-grade swimming pool-like material is the same as some kind of gun-type apparatus.
45, huh? But they...
Yeah, he's pretending he doesn't know who the contractor is anymore. This is so funny.
Massive letters on the grass. 86-47.
86-47. They want to take me 8 miles out and 6 foot down.
But that was vandalism too. We had to replace all that grass. It was a tremendous amount of grass. Because when you hit it with this poison, it's acid, it kills the grass no matter how. You can't even clean it, even if you got there right after. It's very powerful stuff.
You can't even clean it.
Well. So, people did great damage to this thing because they're sick people. You know who's representing the man is a man from Crew, a sleazebag who's been suing me for my whole political... Hasn't won, he's lost all the time. But Crew, do you know what Crew is? It's a third-rate operation that's supposed to be a charity, but it's not. They used it for political reasons. So we should be proud of our monuments, and we should be proud of our city. And, you know, that was open before they did the damage. That was open. It never looked more beautiful. It looked like a mirror, and that's what it was supposed to be. It was a very dark color, because otherwise you don't see it as a reflecting pool, and it looked beautiful. Well, it'll look just as beautiful. It'll be fixed and open over the next week and a half, 2 weeks.
Mr. President, who are you rooting for in Michigan?
One more, yeah.
Who are you rooting for in Michigan tomorrow?
Well, you have a very interesting group. Who I really voted for is Mike Rogers.
Mike Rogers.
He's going to be a great senator. But you have a communist versus a socialist. That's the way I look at it. You have a communist versus a socialist. It looks like the communist is leading. We're talking about for the Democrat primary. But for the Republican, you have a very good man, and he should be able to win. Yeah. Okay, one more. Go on, in the back. Yeah, go ahead.
Lafayette Park.
Lafayette Park, it's great. Do we do a good job in Lafayette Park? So Lafayette Park is right across from the other side of the street, and I made a donation of $10 million. That was me, personally. And it's unbelievable. It was so dirty and so disgusting. Like everything liberal becomes dirty and disgusting.
Okay, I'm done, chat. I'm done. I'm too tired and exhausted still. I just can't pay attention to what he's saying. It's just blagging my head. Proper frying my brain. Sorry for the lack of analysis. Sorry for the lack of a proper stream, a proper full stream, but you all understand. It's been a difficult week for me, and I'm just kind of getting back into the swing of things. So thank you so much, everyone, for all the kind words about Melpo. I'll tell him that you're thinking of him. He will have heard me reading the words anyway. He's in the other room. He'll be able to hear him. He'll be able to hear those words. Great stream nonetheless. Have a wonderful night. Thank you very much, Val. And yeah, I'll obviously keep you updated with Melpo. I'm going to hopefully start at the normal time tomorrow, 5 or 6 p.m. And I will be covering the news in a more professional manner. Obviously, you know, I'm not professional, but I will be making more of an attempt to have a look at things. Maybe we'll finally check out some Brit news tomorrow. Finally some British news. Finally some Andy Burnham's basics. I can't wait. Personally, I can't wait. Being North myself, I can't wait to look at what other Northman Andy Burnham has been doing. I'm sure it's not more of the same. I'm sure that he's deprescribed Palestine action. He's stopped the scrapping of jury trials. I'm sure he's done all that stuff, hasn't he? He's definitely done it. And it's not evil. Melpo is so smart, chat. He knows when I am ending the stream. He's literally just walked into the room, and he's gonna take a shit or a piss in his new litter tray. Good boy. We come to say goodbye to the chat. I would turn the cat cam on, but he's literally taking a piss. So I'm not going to do that to him. He wouldn't want that. Everything is nationalized now. Haven't you heard? Yeah, that must be why my energy bills are £143. That's what they said about socialism, right? That's what they said. They were like, it's going to be loads more expensive. They lie. They lie to you. Okay, chat. We're going to raid somebody. Who am I going to raid? Let's raid Zach. I've not raided Zach in a long time. Zach is live. He is taking a look at
is seeing
various bits and pieces. Resistance to the Henoko Basin, ongoing UK occupation in Okinawa is what Zach is reacting to. So let's go and show Zach some love, and you'll all enjoy the Zach raid, the Zach stream. Chat, I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much for all the subs. Thank you so much for all the donos. Thank you so much for hanging out and all the kind words, like I say. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to check out my socials. Don't forget to check out the VOD channel, etc. If you've been watching the stream on the VOD channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next stream. Good night. Stay excellent to each other. And peace.